What's going on, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson once again on the Sunday Rumble. Damn, wait, we was live the whole time? I don't think
Nah,
so.
bro, it just started, dog. Because it's at 12-second mark, so it just started.
Well, what the hell's wrong with my StreamYard? Anyways, StreamYard is acting ghetto. All right, y'all, we in the building right now. Shout out to everybody in the building. It's been a long time since we did the Sunday Rumble. I mean, maybe like a few weeks ago, but I'm gonna try to bring it back. Late night show. Come in, like the video. And today we gonna be talking with my man Ramil Amir, and the topic is why black people didn't build America. Now, because you always hear this thing, we built this country. I'm not leaving this country because I built this country. Blood, sweat, and tears was in this country. So we're gonna find out tonight if that's true. So, Brother Ramil, thank you for coming on, brother. Go ahead and let everybody know what's going on.
What's going on? Thanks for having me. Ready for another fire show. It's Ramil Amir, and my channel is about black male empowerment. You know, becoming more savvy when it comes to being financially ready, spiritually ready, mentally ready, physically ready. So, if you're interested in that, come over to the channel. And thanks for having me, bro. Let's get it.
All right. So let me ask you this, man. A lot of you came up actually with this topic, right? Like it wasn't my idea. I saw you talk about this before, right?
But last week I think I did like a little, yeah.
Okay. Why did you come up with this particular topic about this issue that we're having right now?
Well, one of the pushbacks I get for the arguments for reparations is that black people always like to say, and particularly pro blacks, is that, well, black people built America. All right, so we deserve reparations because black people built America. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what do you mean build America? All right, that's confusing to me. All right, so I'm saying let's clear this thing up. What is the definition of built America? What black people seem to keep doing is that we keep overvaluing, overplaying what we actually did within America. Did black people contribute to America's greatness? Yes. Did black people, serve this country in wars? Yes, of course. But to say that black people built America is disingenuous, is foolish, and it makes us more lazy because we think that we did more than what we actually did. All right, the actual construct of America, the political system, the infrastructure, the military, its navy, the ports, the roads, all these things that actually make up America, and the economics, that wasn't built by black people. All right, that wasn't built by. What black people did was black people foolishly gave up their labor for free for hundreds of years. You were the labor arm of the building of America. All right, you were the labor arm of the building of America because you gave away your labor for free for hundreds of years, like a goofy. But you did not build America. Did you contribute? Yes. Did black men have great inventions? Yes. But the actual running and the construct and how it's ran and how this thing was created, no, that's not you. You had nothing to do with that.
Why do black people, I mean, in your opinion, why do they want to be able to say that they build America? If they didn't do it, why do they say it?
Well, because one, we're illogical. We don't want to be accurate in what we say, like us as black people always do. We always want an ego thing. We want to say we did more than what we actually did, and then it gives us an excuse to be lazy today. Oh, we built America. They owe us millions of dollars. We ain't got to strive for nothing today. We ain't got to wake up and compete and go into STEM fields and go into legal fields and all these other fields that control life because we already built America. They owe us money. It's always an excuse for us not to get up and compete today. That's why we always say that for those reasons. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at history, at the end of the day, we were the labor class. We gave up our labor for free. But yeah, go ahead. My bad. Yeah.
No, keep going. You
know what I'm saying? We so us as black people, see, especially black men, we have this perverted view of the definition of build. Okay, and we have this labor perspective when it comes to the definition of build. Okay, so definition of build is to construct something by putting parts or material together over a period of time. Okay, America is different parts that were put together over a period of time. Your free labor was one of the parts that were used to put this thing together over a period of time by something that somebody else built. Not trying to downplay, once again, for the dumb people who are going to be out there, not trying to downplay our contribution to America, but we did not build it.
Let me ask you this. So, because a lot of people say that they are not leaving America, because obviously I know that you're not a person that believes like that most people should go back to Africa because there's so many opportunities here. But one thing about you, I never hear you use this excuse as to, well, we built this country, that's why I'm staying here. I have blood, sweat, and equity here. I'm in a, our ancestors built this country, so I have investments in America. When a person uses that, reason for not, moving out, or even if they're complaining about protests, complaining about racism stuff, that we built America's situation. If they say that, then what do you think? Obviously staying in America because they built it. Do you think they really mean that, or are they just using it as an excuse?
Okay, it's not necessarily an excuse. It's a valid argument. You do have you are invested in America based on a past generation of work, but to say you built it is wrong. That's the wrong reason. Say that you have an investment into America because of your past ancestors' labor that they gave to this country for the first. To say that you invested in America, yes, but to say that you built it, that your ancestors built it, no. Your ancestors did not build America. Okay, you did not build the government, the political system that controls us. You did not come up with the banking system that controls us. You did not come up with the laws, the legislation. You didn't come up with the guns, the materials, the food supply chains, the routes for supplies. You didn't come up with this. All right, so we gotta be more cognizant of what it means to build a country. All right, you didn't build this country. You contributed, but you didn't build. I don't understand how this is even hard to comprehend. So what, to get back to your statement once again, they're using the wrong reason. Just they should say we're not leaving because our ancestors did contribute and we want to get an ROI on that investment of human capital. That's more accurate than to say I'm staying here because my ancestors built America.
Okay, let me do this. And shout out to AM1. What up, Savings Money? Is that? Let me ask you this, right? Because here's something that Dame Dash said. Dame Dash said he built Jay-Z, right?
Exactly.
And Jay-Z's response was, well, then go build another one.
Exactly.
Jay-Z, Dame Dash, from what I understand, is probably doing worse now and has not yet built another Jay-Z. Are black people Dame and Dash?
Exactly. Yes, they are. Because first of all, Jay-Z built Jay-Z. Dame Dash was just a helpmate. Okay, but when it comes to, that's a good point. If black people did build America, think about this. Let's logically think about this.
Okay.
If black people built America, the wealthiest, strongest country to ever exist in mankind so far, there has never been a country stronger than this country ever in the history of mankind. Not to say it won't happen again, but currently. No, if black people built this, why can't we build another one? How is what we built, quote unquote, oppressing us? That we built it, right? Right. If we built this, why can't we take the same abilities that it took to build America and go build another one? If we want to have all these complaints about white supremacy and all the other stuff, let's go build another one. That's the perfect argument. We are Dame Dash. We are Dame Dash in this situation. The people who talk about we built America. Yes, we are. But yeah.
Shout out to Sister Erica Williams. Donald Trump publicly said that blacks built America, Virginia, Carolinas, D.C., anything from 200 plus years ago, we built that. Slave owners were given reparations after suing the government, hence were 40 acres and mules for slaves. Shout out to Erica. But do you think that Donald Trump, when he says that when blacks built America, does he mean, because if you technically think of it, a person who designs America and a person who built America could be two different things. Because the people who are the labor force, technically, they're the ones that build things, but that doesn't mean they are the ones that had the design set of those things, or they didn't like orchestrate those things. So when blacks say they built America, it could be actually technically true to a certain degree, but it was not their ingenuity that orchestrated America. Is that what you're saying?
No, it still couldn't even be true, because when you say built America, what do you mean? Because if you want to talk about the slavery, which is our major contribution, the economics that were created off of slavery, that was the slavery is one arm, it's one piece of the puzzle when it comes to America. All right. That's what I'm saying. So if we want to say if we were the slaves and we contributed on the economic part, that's not America, though. America is still much more than that. You have the military, right? You have the economic system itself. You have the political system. You have the infrastructure. I mean, I'm not saying blacks didn't help in all these, but we know who did this on a major scale. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, what about the other parts? Are we going to ignore that? Are we going to ignore the other running parts of America to say that blacks built America? Because we want to focus on the slave, just like Erica Williams is saying in Super Chat, she's focused on slavery. And Donald Trump, when he says blacks built, he said blacks built the nation, but we got to know what he means. When we say built the nation, I mean, he was giving a speech to black people, hyping us up, propping us up, actually giving us due, which I give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure if you ask him, like, what about these other systems to really break it down? I mean, you know, we're talking about the actual logistics of what we're saying versus a political speech. And the logistics of saying black people built America, that's just not true. If you want to actually look at the logistics of America and its running parts, it's separate running parts. We didn't build all these running parts that put it together. That's all I'm saying.
So there's another argument. Shout out to Big Duke. We have repeatedly tried to build our own towns, and racist whites burn them down. So that's the argument that we try to do these things. When we try to do these things on our own, white people burn them down, and they're the reasons why we can't keep anything built. What would you say to that?
Okay, so if they say, okay, so in nature, right, or not even in nature, have you guys ever seen an anthill? All right, now you've seen an anthill, right? Have you guys ever kicked over an anthill? You get the beach or you're on the sidewalk, you kick that anthill over, you come back 2 hours later, they're building it back up again, and it's going to be stronger. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they do it, but it's stronger. That's what we're gonna have to start doing, man. We got to stop saying the white man do this, white man do that. And no, I mean, this is a female. I don't really have to have this type of conversations to them, but to the men out there, like, we're gonna have to stop using this excuse when it comes to the white man. All right, he is a man. All right, so if you're not gonna get out here and strategize and try to compete with him and try to protect what you build to the fullest extent, then you don't deserve to have anything. If you're just going to complain, because at the end of the day, no matter what you try to do, somebody always going to try to take your shit. Somebody always going to try to burn your shit down, whether actually physically doing it or metaphorically. And us as black people, we're going to have to get used to that. Nobody's your friend. All right, so if somebody's going to try to take what you build another one, and you defend it better. And then you go out and try to take other people's stuff. See, that's another thing is black people. We are always on the defense. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, it's time to be the people actually taking, man. And I'm not talking about in an illegal, wild way. I'm just talking about by growing, corporations and businesses and political power, and stop being the class that people trying to take from and start taking. I'm tired of this. Oh, what the white man gonna do this? Well, look, man, he do the same thing to everybody else. He try to take everybody else shit too. All right, it's the same battle. Everybody got it every day, man. The only supremacy is green supremacy. Y'all have to really get out this mindset of saying the white man gonna do this. All right, it's always gonna be obstacles, man. And that's why we don't get nowhere. Oh, the white man, you gonna build another town. The white man gonna burn it down. Always talking about some shit that happened in the 1920s. Like, why do y'all always bring that up? Let's try to do something today. Oh, well, you know, in the 1920s, we had Black Wall Street in Tulsa. Dude, you know what type of firearms you can buy today legally. You know, it's how you got. It's not 1920s, not the 1930s. It's not even the 1980s, dog. In 2020, you have every tool available to you to do whatever the fuck you want to, especially in America. Despite what all these everybody say about we're gonna lead the country, at the end of the day, in America, you can buy the sickest type of guns ever if you have no criminal record, and you can protect what you build, and you can protect what you build on a digital level too. So I mean, I'm just tired of talking about the white man this, the white man that, dog. Like, y'all kill me with this, dog. White man that's another man. Damn, this is why we were slaves for 400 years, because we thought this dude was somehow had some sort of magical spell or some one up on us. No, he's just a human who used his brains and his eyes and his feet and his hands to the fullest capacity. He said, "I'm gonna take this shit over." And nobody on the planet stop that nigga. So this is what you got to deal with. It's your punishment. All right, it is what it is, dog. This is reality. The white man is winning because his ancestors said, "Fuck the world." He killed all you niggas, all of us, and all of our ancestors, and nobody stopped him. So this is your punishment today. And actually, if you really think about it, he's being quite merciful. You know, he's being quite merciful. If you really look at the reality of the situation, think about it from a natural nature perspective, because at the end of the day, this is all nature. All right, we are biological people, and somebody gonna be the prey, somebody gonna be the predator. So look, man, that's why I'm at with this white people shit, man. If you don't like what they doing, then motherfucking do something about it. You can't complain. You can't complain.
Let me do this and shout out to brother Frederick Johnson. And some people are two different things. I agree that we people do bring up the past too much, though. Shout out to brother Native Arain. I agree with brother Ramil out of North Carolina. Shout out to the brother Abdul Jones. Nice to see the Rumble back. Yeah, we're trying to bring it back, brother. Trying to bring it back. And so let me ask you this then. So those people who are making these excuses about black people haven't built anything, you're saying that there's black people are still not building anything today.
We no, not to what we should be doing. No. Okay. Hell no.
Do you think that black people in their building progress is actually regressing today in comparison to what we were like 50, 60 years ago?
Well, it's regressing. Well, all the expert economists are telling you clearly it's regressing. I mean, we own the same amount of wealth that we owned when we got out of slavery, which is 0.1%. Multiple expert economists predict that by 2053, black wealth will be at level zero, meaning that we won't own nothing or have anything. All right. So, I mean, if you're not, you're dying. If you're not progressing, you're dying. Okay, so it's not no in between. So that's why I would say we're regressing, because we're not progressing. We're not actually infiltrating industries to take things over. We infiltrate industries to work, but we don't infiltrate industries to like take things over, to control. That's the only way you can win in this shit. You got to be controlling and owning some shit. And for some reason, black people, we get comfortable with what somebody else gives us, and that type of mentality is the reason why you get bullied. That's the reason why we do get bullied. All right. And it has been like this since slavery. Only group of people ever to allow somebody to enslave them for hundreds of years and to let them make the richest country in the world. I mean, slavery has been happening all throughout the history of humanity. But black people are the only ones who had the wealthiest country in the world created off of them. All right. That's silly. It's silly on our part. We got to acknowledge the fact that we played the fool. Let's acknowledge our mistakes, and moving forward, let's go out and get on the attack, man. How long do y'all want to play defense? You can't
Mhm.
score playing defense all the time. All right,
Shout out
and
to
black,
brother.
yeah,
Go
my
ahead. I'm sorry.
bad.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, man, you can't score playing at some point in time. Black people, specifically black men. So I'm really talking to black men. You're gonna have to go on the offense, man. We're gonna have to stop. We're gonna have to stop being little hoes. Okay, we're gonna have to. I mean, if you really want to build something, then you know it's going to be different than what slavery was. Okay, that wasn't building. Okay, like we got to get the definition of building correct. We have to create our own shit as black men. So I mean, look, man. At some point in time, we're gonna have to stop playing defense. But yeah, that's it.
So shout out to brother Tangeray and Ja was in jail. The white man had his foot on my neck. Um, Let me ask you this, because a lot of times, as men, like this brother right here, who's from the UK, he says we lead all your top fields in tech and engineering and robotics, but you wouldn't know that from your talks.
You're lying. You know what? No, you don't. Black men do not lead in tech and engineering. What are you talking about? I'm not saying we're not in it, but look at this numbers. We're in it's like 6% or less. You know what I mean? Like it's not. We're not leading. We don't. What tech companies do black men like? I'm not saying it don't exist, but what I'm saying, like when it comes to tech companies and engineering firms, what percentage of those are headed and owned by black men? I'm not saying we're not in those fields. I'm talking about controlling and owning. We're not in those. We're not controlling and owning uh, in the tech fields like that, or in the engineering fields. We're not. Not saying we're not in them. Once again, because I know we got to clarify things for people, especially niggas. I'm saying we don't own and control a significant portion of those fields like we should, to the point where we have power where other people are going to have respect to not to bully us. It's called leverage.
Mm-hmm. And black people don't have that.
No, hell no. Not to what we no, we don't. No.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to brother Marlon Brown. Why? I mean, do you think that the people that are upset tonight, if you guys disagree with him, press one. Anybody disagrees with Ramil, the people who are disagreeing with you, what is it that they don't get? Do they just don't get it, or actually do they do get it and just don't want to say they get it?
They just don't get it. I mean, if you don't, I mean, it's going to be people who understand the reality of the world, and then it's going to always be people who live in the fake fantasy world. The people who live in the fake fantasy world thinks that white folks are their friend, that they're magically just going to just say one day, "Hey, come be on the same level of power as us. Let me give you a hand." All right, that's the people who's upset. The people who understand the reality of the situation knows that building something is something that black men in America haven't, as a critical mass, really put an effort into doing. And that's something that we have to fix ASAP. I'm talking about the critical mass. We got individuals, successful individuals, and that's great, fine and dandy. But for some actual power and leverage in this system, which you have to put your money up to get, which you have to own something to get, that's something that black men haven't went after on a critical mass level, on an effort that we should have. Even black females have started their own institutions in America for their protection. Black females, once I've said this before, black women, look up black female organizations, Google it. They have about 38 to 40 in this country. How many black male institutions are there? There's one. The 100 Black Men of America. So we got one national institution, they got like 40 of them. So it's just like us as black men, we have not done the necessary steps that it takes to protect yourself in this country. And this is why you're at the bottom. Because you have no leverage. You have nothing protecting you. And everything you do get, you sell it away and let everybody else get it. And then you wonder why you have no power. Like that one dude who invented the that one black man who invented the turning signal, or the rear view mirror turning signal. Mm-hmm. Sold the patent for 100,000. Now it's worth about $1 million, like 100 million or something like that. Now you're complaining about how he sold his patent away. But nigga, why the fuck you sell it? Why didn't you enterprise off of that? See, we don't, as black men, we can make things, we can create shit, but we don't like to enterprise. We don't like to create the system around the talents that we have. We quick to just write it off for a check. And then we wonder why we had no power, because to gain power takes delayed gratification. It takes discipline. It takes, thinking in the future. But for some reason, man, we just can't do that shit. We just looking for the shortcut, man. And that's why we are getting dominated.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we did not build America. Because to build America, to even the mindset to build something like America, we didn't have, for the most part, except for a few of us. For the most part, we were the labor arm of the building of America, and that's the reality of the situation.
Let me do this. Shout out to Brother Dollar Washer. American Black women have the biggest learning curve in history. Brother Keep It Techie. Salute O'Shea and Ramil just showing support. And if you saw my newest struggle wood video, press 1 in the chat if you guys saw it. Let me know if you saw it on my main channel. So if you saw my newest first skit that I did, press 1. Let me know how you liked it. Ramil, Black Eyes TV, I'll let you come up now, but he's obviously from the UK. So let me ask you this, because he's probably going to come up.
Wait, UK? What the UK? Why the UK? What would a nigga in the UK have to say? I mean, I'm not trying to stop it. So I'm just saying, what does nigga from the UK got to say about this subject? I was thinking about us as niggas, like subjects like these. It's like we always like that. He has no say in this shit. I'm just gonna be honest, dog. But I mean, you can let him up. But I'm just saying, man, like a nigga from the UK don't really have no type of say in this type of. I mean, but it is what it is, though. It is what it is.
Faith says we have built majority of what black people currently have, and we have also built and invented what black people have lost. White people stay benefiting from our talents, both past and present.
I'm not saying. Look, we built black. Look, y'all getting it confused. Black men have built and contributed amazing things to the country. A black man, well, that was an African man, but video games. Black men built video games. Black men built, stoplight, gas man. I mean, black men built a lot of valuable things in society, dog, especially in the tech. I'm not trying to take that away from us or what black people contributed, but y'all keep acting like we built this shit though. Like y'all got to understand what the difference between a contribution and creation is. It's a difference between contributing and creating. Okay, that's I don't know what's the disconnect. You did not create America. You did not build America. You contributed. It's two different things, man.
Okay. Shout out to Penny. Queen of Sheba says, immigrant-owned, I get to the other super chat here. Immigrant-owned small businesses comprise 48% of New York City's roughly 220,000 small businesses. Immigrants employ nearly 500,000 New Yorkers. Only 2% of African-American businesses here. Damn. All them fine ass women in New York, baby. If you just stay right there, I'm coming. Don't you worry about nothing. Xavier Mathis, do you think that also happened to Popeyes, KFC, and the syrup company? All right. So guys, if you like the video, if you like my video earlier, press 1 and like the video. And then if you need to subscribe to Ramil Amir, go ahead and press 2. We will get his link there. And so thank you, brothers, for being here. Make sure you keep liking the video. And then also, if you like my skits, give me all your money, nigga, so I can do another one, because that one costs like $100 to do. So anyway,
hey, somebody said when you start talking about this stuff, people always like to bring up Black Wall Street. It's like sort of like that nigga who always show you his high school pictures, his high school football team, nigga 32 years old, still showing you his posting his high school. Like, dog, it's over. Damn.
Oh, shit.
It's over. Move on. God damn, nigga. Y'all always want to look at the yearbook. Man, Black Wall Street. Yeah, that was almost. This 2020. What that shit happened in 1920? It's on 100 years ago. It's in 100. Y'all niggas still remember. Nigga, that's 100 years ago. Move on. God damn. But yeah, my bad.
Oh man, that is hilarious. So okay, let's do this. So that's Ramil Amir's channel. Shout out to everybody. What up to Brother Julian, Brother Clockwork? Oh,
appreciate it.
Tony D. Tony, man, not you. Stop. Look, Tony got it. Why Tony give him $1,000? And Tony and what's the other brother? Goshen. Some of you niggas,
them niggas be.
I mean, not Goshen. I mean, not Tony D all the time. Somebody who won't never get no money. All right, thank you, Brother Tony. And guys, thank you for the skit. I have some more coming for you. AM1, my brother in the building. It's really about who owns and who controls more than who built what. All right, good to see. Got to get my brother AM1. Now I want to give a shout out to AM1 and Erica Williams. Right, they both met on this channel, but they're doing some great things. Did some great work out. I think it was the Detroit area. So people do come out and they meet people from this channel and do some things. So go ahead and subscribe to Ramil.
Shout out both of them.
Shout out
both of them.
I want to see more Uganda ads. Yeah, you can donate. That's O'Shea. I think my cash app is O'Shea Duke Jackson. All right, so guys, so listen, so basically, let's do this. For those people who want to disagree with Brother Ramil, I think Taz might come up. I spilled my coffee on my keyboard, man, so I'm now on my laptop. So we're hoping that this works out. But for those people who want to come up and challenge his opinion, whether it be Black Eyes TV, nigga, I don't know. It's like late as hell in London because y'all like 2 hours behind me in Africa. So, nigga, why you not asleep, nigga? Don't you got to go to work tomorrow, nigga, or sell some drugs or something? Like what? Like pro bags be up all hours of the night, nigga. Like like the hoteps, them niggas be up every.
They be up waiting on the debate to spark off so they can debate this shit. All them niggas do.
Where Twin Man at, man? We're Twin Man.
Twin Man. No, that's come on, Scent Man 35, man.
Oh, Scent Man. You don't like Twin Man?
I mean, I'm just saying, man. That's his name, man. Scent Man 35, man.
EB7?
That is the ultimate definition
of a simp. Is Twin
textbook. Yes, textbook definition. The denotation of the word simp is Twin Man 35. All right, that is the archetype. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. Like I said, man, y'all get mad all y'all want. Y'all can twist the words all y'all want. But Black people did not build America. We do not have a majority stake in the creation. We did not create majority of America. All these systems that run, we did not create the legal system. Okay. We did not create the financial system. Okay, we did not create the infrastructure. We contributed to the infrastructure, but we didn't create it. Okay, I mean, I don't understand like how you guys get this confused. We didn't create these systems. We contributed. We didn't create. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand how people can't understand the meaning of words. You didn't create the education system. You didn't create the entertainment industry. You didn't even create the religion that you're a part of. I don't want to go. I know a lot of people, I don't want to, people are sad, but I'm just saying you didn't create the actual systems that run, activity in America. But you did contribute, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me do this. So, guys, listen. We taking all challenge on the Rumble. Stop smoking, Ramil. Shout out to you. Thank you for the skit. Y'all know I'll be just playing what I be saying. Give me all your money. I mean, come on now. I just be joking, but you can't.
I give O'Shea all your money. He deserves it.
Yeah, just give me all your money, man. Fuck it. Give me $1 or something. It were really about who owns and controls more than who built what. Shout out to all the brothers in the building. Let me get some shout outs real quick. Brother Beast Move, thanks for being here. Faith, Elizabeth, Clockwork, Kel, LL Lewis, B Smooth, Savings Minus Dead. What up, Dane? What up, Roscoe? What up, Six Pack? What up, Rob? What up, Kel? Thank you again, Brother Justin March, for the $5. Dwayne Alexander, Penny. What's up, Big Duke? Who else? I see Khadija in the building, Jaquan, Charles Merchant. So thanks to everybody being here, man. So we're gonna have a good one, a good build. We got my brother Richie from the UK, and he has a very big British accent. What's going on, Black Eyes TV?
What's going on, brother? How you doing? It's been a while.
Yeah, man. White man been holding you back, brother. I think I was cussing your ass out for about 7 or 8 months, but it's all good. Go ahead and tell the people about yourself, brother.
Black Eyes TV 7, highlighting the Black excellence of the community and different ways to link up across the diaspora. That's what we promote. I ain't even gonna be too long. I'll wait for other Americans to come on and deal with my man. But again, you're saying banking systems. All of your financial systems from the UK to the USA was built off of slavery. Yeah. From free labor, insurance policies on your lives, and your work. The legal systems, your buildings, your institutes was all structured and modeled off of Black people's already institutes, existing spiritual systems, all of that. So everything you're living is modeled off of Black lives, quite literally. You understand? From here to America. So I don't know, where you come with that Black people didn't build America. That don't make no sense. And to your point earlier, we don't own anything. I agree with you on that. We definitely don't own enough. But again, in those industries that control what you deem your modern day society, it's Black minds that's leading them. You understand? This is what we have to be clear on. They may not be promoting that to you. They may not be telling you about this, but that is the truth. You're leading those industries. So you need to come to that realization now, whether or not there's certain mental blockages with people that are not making them make the right decisions when it comes to how they do things with their money, how they invest, us building institutions. Definitely, there's certain things we need to improve on as Black people. I feel you 100%. But again, if you don't understand the cause and effect of why there are no industries of distribution when it comes to, you mentioned, a music or entertainment, again, there's loads of record companies, but there's only a couple distribution hubs and they're owned by white people. Why is that? That's not by chance. That's not by laziness. You kind of, when I'm listening to you speak, what's getting me is you make it seem like it's all by choice and there's nothing by design. There's no laws in place wholesale to devalue what money you do make. So for them hundreds of thousands of people that are trying to work, earn a crust, buy a property, invest their money wisely, their money to begin with is already devalued. So if you're working off of that status, how easy or hard is it going to be for you to build institutions or take it to the next
level? Y'all, you finna go into blaming the white man again, dog? Because if you're gonna go into that, I will address what you said first. When y'all start talking about it's by design, the white man did it.
Brother, 1 second, yeah. Before you say blame the white man,
that's what y'all niggas do. I'm tired of hearing niggas do that shit,
your society, bruv. That's the question. Who's running your society?
I'm just saying, man, us Black men, we're gonna have to stop blaming another Black man for our shortcomings. We're gonna have to get out here. We're either gonna get out here and get with them, or we're gonna complain. I'm past that.
Bro, I keep hearing this. Get with them, do this.
I'm talking about get with them, like go compete and try to get percentages of what he has, market shares of what he has, or shut the fuck up. We always want the white man did this. It's by design. Are we that weak as a people? And another group of people has the ability to engineer us to their liking. Is that how weak we are?
Black man who is a billionaire who makes a certain money or reaches a certain threshold of earnings, yeah, you have to look at them and you have to say, okay, what's going on? Because this
they
question
work hard. Why we always think that Black people who are successful have some sort of Illuminati spirit or initiation? No, they worked hard and diligently. This is how Black people got successful. They didn't have to go lick no white dude ass in a circle in a demon circle on a ritual.
You never heard me mention that. The point I was about to say
on a ritual and eat no ass. They just work hard.
I'm about to tell you, one, for those people, it's only a sliver of the population that reach a certain threshold of earning. Again, that's not by chance. And if you believe that's laziness,
all races, it's certain a small percentage makes it to the top, man. Like the reason why Black people are failing has nothing to do with another group of people. Like as long as we keep thinking that, we're not going to change our situation.
You see what you're saying? You got to remember, you're saying something in the middle of a global backdrop of everybody somehow recognizing this disposition that Black people find themselves in, especially in America. So
we've been recognizing the disposition for hundreds of years. Now, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to change it?
Hundreds of thousands.
We know what's going on.
People who are walking right now around saying, nah, this racism thing has got to stop. So by default,
this racism shit is not stopping Black people. The racism is not stopping Black people from doing something productive in this country. All right, racism is not the biggest obstacle.
Hold up. I just told you, yeah, which is a fact. It's been proven that when a black person buys a property, it is not valued the same way. Let's just deal with that. Let alone
Okay,
black
I do
people.
real estate. Do you know what? Do you
Hold
want
up,
to know
let
why?
alone
I'm gonna
black
tell you
people
why the
don't get
property goes
business
down, bro.
loans. Black people don't get business loans. They don't get considered the same way. So I want you to deal with that factor because that's a fact. And
Okay,
that's
so can I look? This is why the
legislation
property value
and
goes
law.
down. This is why the property value goes down when black people will move in. Do you want to know the real? Because I'm in real estate. You want me to tell you why property value goes down? Because niggas don't take care of their shit. Niggas don't cut the grass. Let the property become distressed. And that's why the black neighborhoods are how they are because people don't take care of the properties.
Oh,
That's why they
wow,
get boarded up.
bro.
And then the
You know
city
what?
condemns them because the grandmother passes away. So now the house gets passed down to the kids who don't know what the fuck they doing. Say that the property rot, right? They forget about the property, and now the city is going in and putting signs up. This is why the property value goes down because of the
You see,
behavior.
the part that you're not including is the part where that black person, whether they're honest, they're on their game, is barely earning enough to maintain that property. Whereas again, as we've already know, factually, the generational wealth that's passed down and passed along through a white family to a black family is vast compared. Why is that? Like these are real things, bro. This is
Because, dude, okay, what are we doing wrong?
saying things, bro, in a way like it's wholesale when what I'm saying to you are no facts. O'Shea, please, because you know these to be facts. Whether or not, again, we
Don't
can
call
have
him
this
O'Shea, dog. You gonna get this. You gonna get this verbal lashing because you are
no, no,
talking on.
because
You
again,
are a victim.
you're saying opinions in a global
You're a victim.
backdrop
All
where
right,
everybody
dude. You
can
are a
realize
victim.
certain things. So you're not
Okay,
making
this is the
sense.
worst mindset a black man can have. You are a victim. You always want every time I come up with a solution, you're gonna say, "Well, in our situation, the disposition that was designed for us to be here of the matrix that the white man created, because in the rich black people they perform sex rituals with the white man and they lick his nuts in the ritual of the initiation that they do it of the rite of passage and the Freemasonry. Y'all niggas kill me. It's hard work, dedication. Who's gonna fucking fight to the end? That's what it's about. It's nature. You guys overthink this shit, and black people with this third eye type of view of like we overdosed on the third eye. I'm not saying that type of shit's not important, but nigga, in front of your face are natural resources that other races have went to war over, and you let them get it. So that's why you don't have anything. All these other excuses, another man beat you to the punch. The white man beat you to the punch. Because if we was in the same situation as him, we'll probably be doing the same shit or worse.
No. See, this is the difference. Again, this is where, again, I need you to kind of take a step back. And again, even though we're talking about something in your head that's a future tense maneuver as far as what we need to do, again, if you don't look at the most successful periods of time of black people and what we was going on with to be in our most successful periods, then that's where you miss a trick trying to do something that you perceive is new when really it's old, when really it's about, again, I agree with you in part that we ourselves have to take responsibility for certain things. We ourselves have to self-police and push ourselves to certain levels. But again, if you're not prepared to see the society that you live in every day, and again,
I
to the
see
people that
it.
are hold up, and the people that are talking about, he's from UK and this is America, again, one spawned the other. You guys wouldn't be in the shit if England didn't have this mind state.
I mean,
And
what do you want the white man to do? What do you want them to do? What do you want
bruv,
the
it's
people
not
who
about them
designed this thing to
wanting them,
do?
bruv.
What do you want them to
It's
do?
not about them wanting. They're living their best life.
Because they're not going to
This
do
is
exactly. They're not
they're
going to
living.
change.
No. But this is the thing. I'm not one of them black people that's waiting for a white man to change
I
his
can't
way.
tell, dog.
They
The way you're
live
talking on
in
this
their
panel, talking
best
about
life.
what they did, the disposition design. Dude, at some point in time, man, black men are going to have to just charge forward, man. And I'm talking about in a strategic way. Like the white man's going to be there. I'm sorry. He ain't going nowhere. All right. So either you going to fucking put up or shut up. We know that's all you niggas talk about. We know what the white man did. We know he's in front of, we know what he's doing. Okay. So
Brother,
what the fuck is niggas going to do about it?
brother,
That's
there's
why I'm at with it. Because you get
multiple
talking about this shit all the
levels.
time.
Brother, before you could even tackle that situation, the one thing black people do have to do is mend the black family. Because if we don't have a moral compass and a way of dealing with ourselves differently, then there is no nation, there is no fight, and there is no banding together. If you don't understand your most successful parts in history, there is no fight. There is no moving forward. The white man spends a hell of a lot of money on studying your history, their military history, and history in general. So again, this mind state that we have of we don't want to hear about it because it seems so negative or it's just a cop out. Again, I can understand that to a certain extent, but if you want to throw the baby out with the bathwater and not examine why certain things were done, you talked about Black Wall Street.
How much examining do we have to do? The white man don't like you,
brother. Again,
how much more examination do we have to do under this nigga? He don't fuck with you. He don't like you. He will kill you.
It's not about examining the victim.
He will make the situation. He will turn situations in his favor.
The tools that he used to do what he did to you, so you don't fall for the okie doke. And that's the problem with younger people today. Yous lot are thinking there's an illusion of inclusion. That's been played 1,000 times over. And when you younger guys with your lack of cultural memory start talking this, well, you know, I'm not in it, I'm just doing my own thing, I'm the first to do this and that, that's where you end up repeating the same mistakes. And when the white man's doing his thing, he's planning generations ahead of time. So this whole attitude of, yeah, I don't care about what happened before, I'm just doing what I'm doing now, it never works like that, because he's already laid seeds through rape, pillage, all sorts, for you now, generations on, to have a certain mind state, to be lethargic to the fight, to think that you can still negotiate when he's played this game and renegotiated, and he's the biggest treaty breaker out of everybody. But again, he's built it. He's built the game for you to think like that, for you to think like, yeah, disregard what those elders are saying. I'm on my own thing. You're not the first. It's all been done before. And you're still not even hitting the levels of revolution that's been done already. So if you already start off in this fight of you wanting to be your best self, but straight away you're trying to talk about, or you don't recognize the contribution of Black people to the country. Because again,
I never said I didn't recognize the contribution.
Free labor and free cost to any country, and I guarantee you there'll be a superpower. Please, anyone. Yeah, and you guys had just like what, 400 years? Remember, the Arabs done another 1,500, 1,200. So what we're really talking about is close to 2,000 years of mad subjugation, the breaking up of the family, DNA mixing, cultures and mores and ways lost, sciences lost.
What the hell is that?
I had to play some sad music for this nigga, man, because this nigga is motherfucking.
Oh my God.
This victim ass, sad ass narrative.
You're here based on them same reasonings, bruv. You're a part of those experiences. That's the joke of it. You wouldn't be here talking about certain things and going on like you know best if other people didn't make those choices. When you disregard what happened 100 years in Black Wall Street, what you're actually disregarding is the genuine, like, smart
Black Wall Street. Come on, 100 years ago. Let's go. Come on.
No, because again, you don't realize when they killed those people
100 years ago, nigga, they didn't even have electricity.
The same thing you're asking Black people to do, which is create.
Nigga, did they even have airplanes back then? No, we're talking about the fucking 20. That was before the Great Depression.
No, hold up. Do you understand that? That you can have a great idea, but if I roll in your house and I kill you and I kill your whole family, where's that idea gonna spark from again?
God damn, y'all niggas are some professional victims.
You guys went to
school. Y'all went to school for this shit. Y'all
do you understand about legacy? See what the diaspora does. It's brilliant at doing it. It's the legacy.
Know how many times y'all done studied the white man 800 times, but you have not. If you studied the white man so much, why haven't you guys figured how to beat him?
Bro, you know what? We can replace the white man
how to beat him.
The government. You know that we can replace the white man for the existing controlling government, if you like that term better, and the results will still be the same. it will still be the same. Include all the coons.
Oh, hold on. So now you're saying, hold on. Hold on. No. Now you hold on. So we're not talking about white folks no more. Now we're talking about the government.
Who's the majority? See what you're doing.
No,
You're
but bro. I
reality,
understand, but I
You
understand.
live in a white-controlled country.
Yes,
Deal
I
with
agree. But we was talking about all white people. But you're making the size smaller.
I need you to pause.
Now we're talking about the government, which is cool too. But
pause on what you just said for the people, so they understand one reality. So we'll stand on the same ground. You are in a white-controlled country, right?
yes,
I am in a white-controlled country, right?
yes.
Okay. Whew. All right. So then there shouldn't be a problem then with me saying white man, because you should be able to get that even though there's a few other minorities in the government, the majority of it is controlled by white people. So stop being silly right there. Let's now we've got rid of that silliness and we're actually dealing with a reality point. So when you're being subjugated, it is by default white people. When you're talking about laws like Jim Crow and other things that are holding you back and the devaluing of your property, of your money, of you not getting employment, who's causing that? Who's causing it by default?
Dude, man,
Look,
look,
I need
y'all
you to
niggas
stop.
talking about what the white dude ain't nobody stopping black people from being successful. Let's attack this thing. Let me break. Can I respond? Now let me respond. Can I respond? Can I respond to you? I'm about to respond to your victimhood talking points. Okay, you keep talking about they're not offering black people employment. Okay, create your own fucking businesses. All right, you keep talking about they devalue the money. The money is the same money everybody has. So if the money devalues for black people, the money devalues for everybody.
Do you understand how wealth moves
Now,
through
if you're talking about money circulation, that's different. But the devaluing and inflation,
how wealth moves through a community?
Dude, you understand I'm responding to your BS points. I'm responding to your victimhood crybaby points.
Bro, you can turn on the news. You can ask your white economists, and they'll tell you the same thing, bro.
Dude, it is the same money. It is the same money.
You want to play the game, but you don't realize what society is built on. Like, do you even realize that melanin is the most expensive thing on the planet?
What does that have to do with black people's position in America?
What does that have to do? Now, that statement in itself tells me
what does melanin being worth $400 a gram or whatever has to do
Why
with?
do you think they don't put that on the news when they're telling you?
What's that got to do with that, man?
I'm asking you. I'm giving you a reason, bro.
Okay, so why don't you extract some melanin? If melanin is worth so much money, why don't black people extract melanin, a gram of melanin out their skin and go sell it and be financially free?
Why do you think they don't promote those things on your daily life?
But first of all, that's not hidden information.
Hold on, brother. Every morning you can turn on the news and you can choose to be a trader. You can learn about gold, silver, orange.
My question to you is why don't black people extract melanin from themselves and sell the melanin and become rich?
Bro, you jump into these points, but again,
you jump to this melanin joint. I don't know what melanin has to do with black people building America, but
bro, I'm trying to answer your question for you because again, you've already said it. It's a case of education, and again, who's controlling? I
didn't hear what you said about that, Ramil. Did you say black people built America? Did you agree with that?
No, black people contributed to America, but black people did not build the actual America, the systems that run and control America. We didn't build that. We just contributed on the labor portion and a few inventions, but we did not build America. No, we didn't build this. No.
Okay, so you talking about the government itself, because
everything that makes America runs, the government, the economic system.
So you're not talking about nothing physical. You're just talking about the economically and whatnot. Not physically though. It was written on paper. Even on paper, basically.
Even on a physical level, I mean, we didn't contribute like the supply system, the roads, the infrastructure. We contributed, but we didn't build like the railroad. Like we know that other immigrants contribute to the railroads. We contributed to the building, but we did not build this country. Even on the physical side, you can't say that. We gave them free labor for cotton. That's what we did.
Okay, so you think that's the only contribution that the slaves made was picking cotton?
Well, of course they perform other tasks, but you still can't say built America.
That's the argument. So let's talk about some of the tasks they perform. They built the White House. They built actually DC. They built Fort Sumter. And you just mentioned the inventions. So physically, the slaves had more to do with the building of America than any other group. So it's not even fair to make that comparison, because we can show you the physical places they built. What's false? Where did I lie?
Okay, so all the infrastructure across the whole United States. So black people built all the houses, all the buildings in the whole country. You want? Yeah, I know about the White House thing, but you're talking about the actual, all the houses, all the buildings, all the things black people built all that in America.
Well, see, as time went on and people came off the plantation. You had,
bro, that's not the.
Are you listening?
Bro, that's not the. I go ahead.
No, okay, because we're not talking about free labor anymore now, right? Now we're not talking about free labor.
If you want to move out of that, then yeah, that's cool.
Right, because you have to move out of it as you move through history. I know you're not aware, but you have to move out of that as you move through history. You start moving into Reconstruction, and then yes, you can say they started building some of their own, but the foundation of it came from what? It came from that slave labor. Everything you see now came from that foundation. It was that foundation.
But that's not building. That's not building.
Why isn't it?
Because that's one arm.
I'm sorry, Mr. Real Estate. You can build without a foundation.
That's what I'm saying. But the foundation is not. You're not building it. What I'm saying is that
you build without a foundation.
The word build is to put some things together. Is to construct something by putting different pieces together. Slavery was one piece of the puzzle. It was one arm of America. It was the labor. It was the labor. Okay.
Do you know how many prison systems have contracts to build homes?
It's got to do with building something, creating.
No, but you just mentioned housing. So I'm telling you, in the modern day era, as Taz just said, keep it moving now, because you don't want to hear about 100 years ago. So you want to move into the modern day era where they've stopped slavery and they've changed that over to the prison system, which again, oh, wait, that's mostly black people, isn't it? Okay. And how many of those housing contracts across America have been done by the prison population, which again is in fact slave labor?
They have to do with the actual building of America. Okay, that black people did not build America. It's simple, really. Y'all just want extra props for something.
Again,
we contributed.
Okay, right. So again, I'm not saying we built it alone, but I'm saying if we're talking about who was most responsible for creating the foundation in which they could go out and build on what was already built, that would be the slaves, who literally was the economy of the South.
Okay, so once again, that's different from saying somebody built America. We have to really look at it. We did not build America. I'm not even disagreeing with what you just said, but we did not build America. We didn't build the shit. It's not our shit.
Since Taz has been talking and I've been talking, the percentage of what Black Americans have built is growing and growing and growing. And again, we haven't at any time disregarded anyone else, but we still know that that big slice of that labor pie fell on black backs, the same way it did for the UK when they're going out and they're conquering and they do. After that, your building, your engineers, your institutions are built on black minds, black labor, black backs as a higher percentage. So again, if you can admit that, we're good.
That's look, like I said, that's our fault. If we build some shit and we let somebody else take our shit, as men are going to have to let that fall on us. I don't know why it's so hard for us to take responsibility. We lost.
So okay.
I'm sorry, we lost what?
We lost the war for survival, for power.
So right. So let me teach you some more. History, because I know y'all remedial as fuck. So tell me the time when black people lost a war in America. Black people never fought a war in America for themselves.
You're talking about war. You're talking about war in the sense of actual historical, region. Versus, I'm talking about the actual war for power, the intangible power. We lost that.
Right. Well, no, we never fought that, because if you first have to understand those wars that you're referring to in America. Any war was for America to have power, and black people fought on the side of that to get power, whether it be for the British, America, or the Confederacy.
Again, you're talking
black
about
people fought. Excuse me. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, so shut up while I'm talking. Every war black people fought in was an attempt for them to obtain some sort of power. Them niggas didn't go to Vietnam just because they
you were
love
fighting for America. You weren't fighting for your own power. You were fighting for the power of the country.
Exactly. So now that your stupid ass know that, tell me when black men fought for blackness in Black America. When did that happen?
Well, according to y'all, the slave results and all the other shit, but we have not competed like we should have, and that's what I'm saying we need to do.
You think a slave? I'm sorry. You think a slave road is comparable to a coup?
No. That's how that's what y'all niggas be saying.
You talking to me, nigga. You talking to me, you dumb fuck.
Black men have not fought for power like we should have. We have not tried to infiltrate the system that actually runs
niggas
America.
Like you ain't trying to fight for power. You trying to fit in.
Nigga, I'm competing out here every day. What y'all niggas doing?
Right, they competed. Wait a minute, hold on, bro. Hold on, Black Ice. What I'm trying to remind you of is they competed the same way you're competing now. What makes you think you any different?
Then how come they only own 0.1, half of 0.1% in the
nigga,
past?
How the fuck do you
nigga,
own?
100 years ago, you said it yourself.
Black Ice, hold on, because this nigga talking like he owned 18%. Nigga, what the fuck you own?
I tell you one thing I do own, nigga. I've surpassed the average white man's net worth. I know that.
That is absolutely wonderful. So
I'm just saying, man. So it's a white country, but my ass supposed to not be successful. I'm past the average white man up.
Who said that?
I'm just saying. Well, according to y'all, black man not supposed to.
You gotta stop saying y'all.
Okay,
You're talking to me.
Like Black Ice just said earlier, successful black people is only a small sliver. And then when they do get through, it's because of the design is only a small percentage of us gonna get through. All this other BS that he was talking earlier.
Right. So get through legally. Get through legally though, right? Is what you're talking about.
Okay, let me ask a question then, just real quick. And guys, shout out to the super chat. Let me shout out to Uncle Gary, Young Jay, everybody that's been supporting on super chat. Y'all know how the Rumble gonna get, but I'm gonna try to get to everybody before I show leaves. Like the video, but let me ask a question before we go to BMT. So Black Eyes, what I'm hearing for you is maybe let me know if I'm wrong. But since we know that we're not gonna get no power in America, and since we have the capability of building, or we have built it in some respect, are you saying that blacks maybe should focus on? I know that you've done this, going to Africa. Is that what you're also saying? Like, since you're not gonna get what you're gonna get in America, why not go somewhere else? Go back to the motherland and build and do that because you're not gonna get it there. Are you kind of insinuating that? Black Ice TV? I don't know if he's still there. Maybe he's not. All right. Let's bring in BMT real quick, and then we'll come back to the panel. Go ahead, BMT.
Yeah, so we're looking at a lot of stuff, but I always hear that blacks have never fought or done anything in this country. But we look at a lot of the civil lawsuits or civil things passed that foreigners and different people who come here use or actually use against us, or different other stuff to get part of like Spelman and different other such things that blacks have done or achieved. They take a lot of the stuff that we passed during the civil movements and different other eras, and they use it against us. It's no secret that even in the South, the same land that they left or moved you onto, that it's been documented that that they either came to the family's house and extorted them, threatened to kill the people, different other set stuff. Now, a lot of people say the victimization clause or award, but we have had times where we have divested or did different things to actually move out on our own or do things separate of our own entity. In doing that, some people have done it and have thrived. Other people, they have set up different systematic things like furloughs or different stuff to actually keep blacks out of set positions. Either you can conform or lay down, or set up certain types of laws, 3-strike rules, or different other BS laws against blacks. So we know that no matter what, it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome for certain people to say, well, why ain't you doing, better? And I get it. I get it. It's a good talking point. But when the bootstraps, after you done purchase boots, have been taken off your feet, and then they say, well, keep up with me while I'm running, that seems to be a problem. And we know certain schools or education have been segregated from getting certain funding, certain approvals, loans and stuff out of banks and stuff. So it always concerns me whenever we have these said talks. And I mean, we ain't trying to play the victim, but sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. That we learned that playing fair in this country, it don't work. It's either you got somebody looking over your shoulder, or you got somebody cheating for you. So there's no such thing as only way to win in this system. You got to learn how to beat the system or play outside of the system and have somebody to have your back. And let's be honest, Black Americans, it's kind of hard to do that without an outsourced entity. Other people do have that. We don't really have that. We have to set up other. Hello. So we have to set up other source entities outside of the country. And when we do that or we call out certain said stuff, then it's called griping or complaining or literally bitching. And I mean, hey man, it's like the talking points are starting to become circular. So it's like, damn me if you do, damn me if you don't. So the best thing we can tell most Black men, and we've seen that where Black men have been shut out of certain types of entrepreneurial gains and enterprises, and literally ain't nothing can be said or done about that. So it's like you can't win for nothing or you can't lose for nothing. And saying that Black men have never contributed or have built, or Black people haven't built the system, that's a lie. But we know that even through medical practices that they were testing on Black people. Most diseases or pharmaceutical things to progress medicine, they were testing on Black people without anesthesia. They were doing all kinds of said patented devices and stuff that either Blacks had designed, like the railroad cars or different other said stuff. And literally, you couldn't do that. I mean, George Washington Carver, for him to just be able to further his practices in science and medicine and different other said things, they made him sign a paper, and they also castrated the man so that way he couldn't continue his legacy. Like, that's crazy. And to say that, well, he didn't contribute or build foundation stuff in for the Black Farmers Almanac, that's crazy. Mind you, a lot of the farmers back in the day, they were getting their lands where what a white man would sell or any other race would sell, they could not get the same percentage or haggle for the same deals. So these are the said things that we have to look at and say, yo, man, like at some point, these things are going to keep running around in circular arguments of, I'm tired of having to prove what I built, but this guy that stole what I did, he don't have to prove jack shit, but just say, this has always been mine because you were property anyway. So, I mean, it's just one of those kind of talks, man.
Okay, no, that's some good points. Hold on a second. Somebody has a struggle. Who's struggling? Hold on. See if that's Black Eyes. Black Eyes, she got a struggle audio.
I'm gonna dip, bro. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna dip, bro, because I'm gonna go now. So, if you know, Black for inviting me on. If you want to stay in America, you got some tough choices to make. So either you're gonna fight and really try and take down this existing government, or you're gonna leave. They got for bringing me on, bro. They got.
No. Email me, bro. I'll do it one-on-one with you. Email me.
How is a nigga from the UK gonna tell? Well, all right.
Yeah. All right. Let me. Because I wanted to ask him that question, but let me do this. Let me go back to who's we on? All right, I guess to the panel. All right, and shout out to O'Shea Linux. Okay, so are Black people building? Okay, since they built America, do you think that if that Black people can build something completely separate without the help of white folks? Can anybody, like, just by themselves? Can they do what America has done, or not say America has done, but could they, because some countries can make a comeback, like Japan, China. I mean, obviously, certain advantages. If Black people are left to their own devices for 100 years, can they do what like South Korea did? I know South Korea is smaller. Can they do what Singapore has done? Oh, that's smaller. Is it possible that Blacks can do what other countries do without?
I'm not following the hypothetical, bro, because like Black people don't have what they have, which is their own landmass.
Okay.
Like I say, you got
that's true. So let's say that was given, like, okay, like in Liberia, for example, at one point, or Israel or something like that. If blacks were, let's say, given land granted, which has happened before, like Liberia. Let's say, for example, a part of the reparations plan is, all right, all African Americans can return to Liberia or Sierra Leone. This is your citizenship. Boom. You guys can build this up with $1 trillion. Here you go. Could that happen?
I mean, look, here's the thing.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, well, I mean, if they were to do that right now, this instant, and say, yo, here's $1 trillion, here's some land, get the fuck out of here. Could we do this right now? Hell no. We don't have the correct mind state. And even, but aside from the mind state, the skills necessary to build the infrastructure, do we have enough black men who are knowledgeable in the, building of the water pipes, water sewers? I'm not saying they're not out there. I know we are. I'm saying, is it enough to build a whole completely new system? Yeah, society. Because we're not in STEM, we're not in, or other things that control life out here. We're not even heading those industries here. So there's enough of us who can not work for those, but build and create, the grid, the electricity grid, aeronautics, airplanes, all this other stuff. They can give us the money and give us the land, but do we have the technical skills, enough of us as black men, to recreate that? I think now we do not. I'm not saying it's impossible for us to gain it, but it would have to be a whole switch in mentality. But currently, you give us $1 trillion and sit us in some land, that will be one of the worst things in humanity ever. To happen.
Humanity.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like I say, man, it's the false premises there. If you give black people $1 trillion and set them on some empty land, you don't get your Weave, PlayStation, Jordan arguments anymore. Somebody's got to build something, and historically, and even in the present, other communities pay other communities to build. You act like paying someone else to help build the infrastructure or come in and build the grids is a problem. That's how you got the money to do that with. You know what I'm saying? So,
same point.
Yeah, I mean, you're a goat, dog. You know what I'm saying? We got go level logic here.
I was gonna make that.
So you're gonna hire other groups to build.
Why not?
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just clarifying.
Well, it is possible
because if you're gonna hire other groups to build it, then you might have to hire other groups to maintain it too.
No, that's not true. Here's the thing.
Yes, it is. If you hire somebody to build a whole nuclear power plant, you have to have those same people manage it for the most part as well.
No, you get trained, which is why black people manage nuclear power plants now. They still may be ran by white people, but
they ran by
you have trained, yes, you have trained the people to run it though.
I'm not saying we can't have the ability to do. I'm just saying, like, if you want to have it's better to have the ability to create it. This is why Africans have to hire but Chinese are taking over Africans so much, because the Africans don't literally have the ability to do a lot of things that the Chinese are doing. That's what happens when you don't have the skills.
Hold on, I got to get you back.
What they don't have is the ability to pay. That's what
hang on. So hang on. So when you brought that up about the Africans have the ability, you must not know about how the EU, when they started kicking out France and the Europeans, they started getting shut out of certain trade deals. And they were like, wait, hold up. Why are you shutting us out of trade deals? And they're like, well, that's the deal that we did with France. We're not doing that with you Africans. So they were finding out that, okay, so you're saying that we got to have a white man present for you to want to deal with us. You're talking to somebody who builds and flips homes.
No, so you're telling me that the reason why China is in Africa, the sole reason is because Africa was left. It had nothing to do with.
No. You asked me
about building infrastructure.
You asked me. Hang on. I'm telling you about when France was first there, and they ran out the French, and literally they'll say, okay, so why don't we get the embargo trade deal? No, we're not doing that. That's only with France. So what that means is that they didn't want to deal with the blacks there. They only want to deal with the whites, even though the whites were using their said resources. But see, they wanted to wear, I'm not going to deal with you. I just want to deal with that white man. Can blacks do it? Yeah. I mean, I do it all the time, and different other men can do it. But the problem about it is some people are afraid, and let's be honest, some black people are afraid that other black people are going to cut and go ghost and be able to say, give me that $1 trillion and watch me flip it.
I'm afraid niggas gonna try to bring their white bitch while they down
Oh
there.
no, that's fair because see, when you're the king of your own castle, you make your own rules. And see, some people don't like that when other people make their own rules and say, nah, I don't gotta fuck with you no more. And this is the rules of the land. So some people feel imposed that if a brother or a sister starts doing that, and I mean, we've seen stuff like that where black people literally are independent and they don't have that said white accessibility. And let's be honest, some people are just afraid to say goodbye to white daddy and white mama. I can give a fuck what the fuck they do. I mean, it's my shit. I do whatever the fuck I want to do with my money. They don't mind burning their shit. Let me get my shit and do what the fuck I want to do with my kingdom. That's just simple one-on-one business talk. So would it be wrong for me to take Pablo and Chico and say, hey, build my fucking shack and teach my sons how to build it? If I'm paying them to do a set job to teach my sons how to do it, then guess what? I don't need y'all no more. Now skedaddle. That's it. It's business 101. You pay the profession to teach your people, and then after that, you kick them off your fucking land. Said easy and simple advice. I mean, y'all make it sound like this is hard.
The thing is about this, black people have a problem you doing stuff like that, extracting what you need out of somebody, kicking them out. Usually we let them in and stay. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's our nature. For some reason, we can't be exclusive. So I'm just saying, man, we gonna build our own shit, if that was to ever happen, black people would be better off knowing how to create it. And on top of that, what if something goes wrong? You got to troubleshoot. Okay. You got to call the same people. Look, we always let people. We too friendly, man.
Okay. Let me jump ahead. Let me jump.
Yeah. Hold on a second. One second. Let me just read you super chats. A shout out to Penny Sparks. These historical facts about the atrocities committed upon ADOS must be highlighted and never forgotten, or the results will be the product we see equals a meal. Faith. Don't forget that the ADOS slaves sent to Liberia enslaved the natives in order to build Liberia. I think we're getting on to something here. This is a good part of the conversation. So let me guys like the video. What up, Doug? I am moderating a little bit more now. So let's go to O'Shea Linux and then we'll go back to somebody else. Go ahead, O'Shea.
All right, look at how y'all doing this evening, all y'all. Look at let's look at it like this. Let's go all the way back to the very basics. You give us $1 billion and look at, don't just give us any land. Give us good fertile land where we can build our own food sources. That's what we need to do. And look at and have some kind of rich minerals on it. Therefore, if we decided to trade with other people, then therefore we can do that. Because see, you can give a person $1 million, you can put them in the middle of a desert and they'll die because you can't hardly grow anything in the middle of a desert because you got such heat concentration there. But yeah, we will be able to build. But look, I, as much as I hate to admit it, I have to agree with Romeo to a certain point. Look, first we will have to flush this mindset that we do have. You know, we will have to flush it and go all the way back to the basics, which that means it's going to cause a bunch of conflict. And at some point, it's going to cause some. We're going to kill ourselves for a little while because we have to purge out some people. But then at some point, somebody or a certain group of people going to say, look, they're going to rise to the top and say, look, this is enough. This is how we're going to do it. We got the trees, we got the farmland, but look at, and another thing, we have to stay away from outside interventions too. They have to stay away from us. They have to leave us alone for a long period of time to where we can work that out ourselves. And then maybe we can start opening it back up to receive whatever it is that we need, if we need anything. But it boils down to that mindset and what we're trying to accomplish. But now look, with this Americanized mindset, look, you drop us all in a country, no matter how fertile that land is, it's hard. Look here, going back to the matrix. Look, some people can't come out of that matrix. They too deep in it, been in it too long. They will destroy everything to get back in it. So basically, it will be with the young people and a few old people, because you can still teach the young people. Old people, we kind of set in our ways. That's how that gonna go. But yeah, we can do it. And look, I'm done. Yeah, one more thing. Not trying to start no fight.
Go ahead.
Look, there's a part of me that actually, like a lot of stuff Romeo said, but see, there's the other part of me that he He reminded me of Candace Owens to a certain point. No matter what black people do, this Negro try to go to the far extreme to discredit us on anything. We can't ever do anything good enough.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing, man. I hold myself to a high standard, so I hold my fellow black people to a high standard. That's the only thing there. It's not me discrediting anything. It's just I hold myself to a high standard, so I hold others to the high standard. And when it comes to competing for positions of power in this country, we're not doing it. We're just not. I'm not trying to degrade us. I'm just saying, like, the numbers bear it out. We're not doing it.
You have to be careful with them numbers too, because guess what? They say numbers don't lie, but they doggone sure can be misconstrued.
Yep.
Let me jump in this real quick. I want to go back because I want to solve some of the black community's problems on this show if we can. I know it's not easy, but let's deal with the point that Taz made. I think it's a good point, and it's a very, 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 very intelligent point. I think we missed it. What the question was, well, do we have enough people? And what Taz's point was, well, you can outsource. Now let's talk about that, because the United States of America, as big as the United States is, and then if you look at the institutions that the United States has, what are the institutions? Harvard, Yale, Brown, Stanford, the UC system, right? UC Berkeley, UCLA, USC's, right? All of these schools that Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. You guys get it. The United States has some of the best schools, if not in the top 50 in the world, in the country. But the United States is always doing what? The United States is always outsourcing. Okay. Now, the reason why the United States is always outsourcing is because the United States, on average, bets on itself that if we get more talented people, regardless of what the race is, then they're going to create different things. And that's how you get the people that create WhatsApp, or the people who create Google, certain things for that. People who create all these other things that benefit the American economy. So let's go back to Taz's argument. And I'm seeing this right now. I'm in Uganda. If the country is not good at a certain thing, then you outsource for that, which I don't have a problem with. Now that happened with Jomo Kenyatta in Kenya. Now, Idi Amin had a different perspective than Jomo Kenyatta at that time, where Idi Amin was saying, okay, I'm now the president. The Indians run the economy. Let's kick all the Indians and Asians out of the country. Where Jomo Kenyatta's ideology was, well, the whites and the Indians are here, and my people are not ready to take a hold of the economy. But let me phase them out. And I think that's the plan that, like Black Americans need to have a conscious, and that's why Kenya is the best country in East Africa, by the way, right? And that's why Kenya is doing better and better every year. Black people, we have to really understand, if we don't know a certain system or certain industries or something like that, then we got to look at how do we learn this knowledge, and who can we pay to teach us the knowledge? Like, we may have money from an industry that we own. For example, I'm a YouTuber, right? And the proceeds that I get from YouTube allows me to get into, let's say, struggle wood, right? Let's say if I was trying to get into that, well, that will open my door into that. Okay. The same thing with, on a smaller scale, I'm not a person that does video editing, but the proceeds that I may get from my YouTube videos, that may get me somebody in editing that can help, step up everything, and then we can collaborate. I think that from a business standpoint, if a lot of African Americans start simply looking at the fact that, what we don't have is a lot of people in STEM, then who can we work with to get our people in STEM? What buffer can we create? And we already know, for example, we have a lot of HBCUs that do STEM. You have Prairie View A&M, you got Florida A&M, you have Southern University, you have resources. So is there a tutoring program that if my child is struggling in math and engineering, then can this particular community put together a tutoring program that will segue them into these fields, right? Because if we can get people to outsource, even though we don't know math or physics or chemistry, we can segue and buffer something in the middle that creates a bridge for this person to get to A to B or C. That's what white people do. That's what most successful groups do. I think the situation is with us as a group of people, we don't look at, okay, I know that we understand that we don't have this or that, but we never try to see how we get the bridge to get there. Okay, I know we don't have a lot of young blacks or a lot of African Americans in engineering or in STEM or that can manufacture. Well, then what can we do to bridge that thing to get those people in that situation? And you can use the Asian community as tutors. You can use the white community as tutors. You can use those people because we have the money to do those things. We can use those people, but we don't do that. And see, the situation is that when you don't create that bridge, then your people can't get trained. And so I think what's happening in Africa and any other place in the country, right, in the world, what Africa isn't doing, the money that they make from the agriculture, or what the money that they're making from the Nigerian oil sector, they're not putting the money back into the country to get to that sector that would take them into manufacturing. But let's look at what the Arabs do. Let's look at Qatar, look at Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, these people literally 70, 80 years ago were living like Jesus Christ. Literally. People in Dubai, they were living like that. They were living like on camels and stuff. It was almost like they were living the same life as their ancestors were 2,000 years ago. Literally, they were living like that. They're living like nomads. Okay. Once they got the money from their oil and things like this, what did they do? They said, you know what? We need our people to be able to do these things. We need people to be able to do healthcare. And then with the United Arab Emirates and Dubai and the Qatars and the Omans, they used their money to bridge into other industries. And guess who they used? They didn't know the business of oil and gas. They used the whites. They didn't know the business of oil and gas. And they got fucked initially, too. That's another thing, too. Like even in Iran, Shell, gas station, right? BP, oil. They fucked them, right? But eventually, they were able to invest back, and they built that bridge to get the people into manufacturing. That's why when Iran had that conflict with Qatar, or had a conflict with Saudi Arabia, they were able to trade directly with Qatar right now because of that bridge they'd already built. We have to, as black men, we have to build that buffer bridge to get our people into those areas. And we gotta outsource. If we don't outsource, we back over here having these same conversations we having every goddamn night. We got to outsource to get our kids into these fields, to get our kids into here, to work with the schools that we already have, and we don't do that. So if we don't do that, but we can do that, and sometimes that might require other groups. I think Taz is right. I think that we can learn that today on this damn show. If you outsource your people for those and you pay them, then eventually you can have your own crew of people that at some point where they're stable. I mean, anybody want to say something about that?
No.
Well, I mean,
well,
I can add on to that. That is what the United States did in Operation Paperclip. They brought all the Nazis over here, built the space program, learned all the nuclear shit secrets that they used as Nazis, used it for their program, got to the moon with it, and never gave them Nazis credit for all of the things they stole and learned from them. So the United States does that.
Right. And that's I mean, that's the main thing that I was trying to point at. Like, listen, you don't lose no point if you don't lose no points to say, listen, if I don't know it, then why wouldn't I not go get the best people or hire people that do know it, so that way they can. I'm not gonna just if I'm and here's the thing about homeowner one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Let's say I don't know how to put up sheetrock and drywall, but I can hire somebody that did. It would actually benefit me if I go in and say, hey, brother, you mind if I just intern right under you, shadow under you? Like, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. I just want you to teach me how you do it. So that way, if something does happen, I you know what I'm saying, I'll still call you back, but just show me how you do it. That doesn't make you, oh man, like, damn, what kind of homework? No, that means I'm smart because I'm taking the man who knows how to do the said job, and he's giving me the skills I need. And I don't mind paying him. Sometimes paying for knowledge is the best. It's a gateway that you need. So, and I have different men from different other affiliated groups. They don't mind asking me, like, Mr. Johnson, how do you do this, or how do you jack up a trailer, or how do you do this and stuff? You know, I get why they're asking me it, because I see and I watch these young men they pull out a notepad. They watch what I do. They take notes. They say, well, let us break it down and let us try it. So they're teaching their own how to do it. And I watch Arabs do it. I watch Indians. I watch different other cultures, Jamaicans when they come over. When my family's up there in New England, they watch other immigrants watch Americans do certain stuff, and then they take it home to their people and say, yo, this is how we do it. Let's start practicing it. And until we get it right, and then if we don't understand it, let's pay that brother to come back, do it again until we get it. That doesn't make that's strength.
This is what's
Go ahead.
always left. This was always left out of this shit, though. See, we would be starting from where they're starting from now in these nations where China is going in and building. People make it sound like China's going in for any other reason other than the fact that these countries can't pay them, so they trade off resources. It's not like they just letting the Chinese come in and take over. They trade off resources, and that's how they're building an economy. And so we're coming from that same position right now. And if that's what I hate about the fact that we don't qualify our positions here. If we're going to do this shit here, let's do it, but let's just acknowledge the history and keep it moving through that. We don't even do that shit here. So I don't know how we would go somewhere else where, again, they're being built by somebody. They've traded off their resources to allow them to come in and build. We don't have the resource to trade off, and we are supposed to be building here according to what this country says. Well, they've thrown mega things in our way to impede us. So if we're not going to deal with that, I don't see how we can deal with anything overseas.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to that. Dealing. Can you clarify that? Dealing with what?
We're dealing with what's happened here since
Okay.
we'll just start at 1865. Just you know, when we came off the plantation, right to vote, and you had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness as a black person.
Okay.
Everything that happened there is never qualified either. You know what I'm saying? Because so many things were thrown in your way, they make it sound like you're supposed to be bouncing back immediately. Okay, but we look at another landmass, these people never bounced to even bounce back. Somebody's got to go in and give them something to even bounce. And we don't qualify that. You know what I'm saying? Like Liberia, for example. There's a reason why black people didn't go to Liberia. They had just fought in the goddamn American Revolution. Why they gotta go to Liberia?
No. Very, very interesting points. Ramil, you wanna weigh in on that, brother?
Well, yeah, as far as what I'm saying, what you guys are saying, as far as us learning from, obviously that's no other choice. That's what we need to do. I mean, as far as using other races to learn, like you said, using the Asians and getting the knowledge from them, that's no other option. Right. We have to do this now. And as far as outsourcing, like I said, I'm not against outsourcing. I'm just saying it's a difference between, when you started from scratch and building your own shit. You got to be very careful who you invite into what you got going on, and I like O'Shea's plan to get the knowledge from them, and then use that to create your own. I mean, obviously at some point you're gonna need the help of other people, but it's just that has to be limited. Us as black people have a long history of being very friendly.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
you said that before. I just, like I say, man, let's qualify some of this dumb shit you saying. Friendly as far as what? Friendly as far as what?
Why are our movements getting infiltrated by other people?
Because of motherfuckers like you.
Okay.
Because of motherfuckers like you. That
even if you say that shit, I'm black. So if it's a motherfucker like me, it's a black person who lets them in. It's a black person who lets them in.
Yes,
right?
People like you. You don't have the mentality of a person in the movement, so you would be the person that would allow
those
somebody
movements
else to
that
come
you're
in.
talking about fail. So I don't want to have the mentality of those movements.
Well, let's talk about the failures. The failures of the movement, like let's say the Black Panthers, it was people like you who don't want to be one.
How if people like me who didn't want to be one, it wasn't involved? How is it failing because of people not involved?
You were a baby.
An organization fails because of people who were involved.
No, absolutely not. So you don't have any understanding of the Black Panthers. You don't have any understanding of what was necessary. They needed more bodies. As black men were getting murdered and locked up, they needed more male bodies. All those males left the females. That's why people think the females ran by Panthers. That's why people think the Panthers turned into feminism. They don't even understand that the black men were taken out of the equation and a bunch of fuck boys decided to stand down. And then the next generation just came along and forgot all about it. But you don't know your history because you're a fucking moron.
Now you talking about this Black Panther shit, dog. At the end of the day, dog, like the Black Panther, it had more to do with the people in the organization than the people out the organization. What about the black people who traded? Hold on, what about all the black traders in the Black Panther who that's what I'm saying. It's the people involved. It's the reason why I got infiltrated.
Do you know some names?
What the fuck was who? Which one? I'm off the top of my head. Eldridge Cleaver. Who? William O'Neill. What about William O'Neill?
William O'Neal was a motherfucking agent before he went into it.
He black though, right?
So
he was black.
So he's right. He's you.
No,
he was
no, I'm not an agent. I don't work for the law. I don't work for law enforcement.
Excuse me. He was a traitor before he ever came in. Do you
okay?
understand?
But I don't work for law. But I'm saying you say he was a law enforcement. That's not me.
He's cluster. He came in as a traitor.
What movement have I broke up?
He's a cluster. He came in as a traitor.
You asked for an example, so I gave you an example.
And I'm qualifying why that's not one. Listen well.
It is one.
Listen well. That person came in to disrupt. He was never a Black Panther. There was never one day where his mentality was that of a Black Panther. He was sent to disrupt.
Okay, we're not talking about mentality. We're talking about people in the movement. He was in the movement. He infiltrated. That was the argument. Infiltration.
Yes, because we believe in Black men like you who will come in and infiltrate. You just don't happen to work.
What makes you think I'm gonna come in and infiltrate anything that Black men got something positive going on?
Ramil, you just don't work for the FBI, but a Black man with your mentality.
I think that's a big difference, man.
You're not
my
listening.
mentality is for winners.
You're not listening. Right, and so was William O'Neal's, which is why he was. No,
William O'Neal is a whole different nigga.
Excuse me, that's why he was on the side of history where the winners write the story about the Black Panthers.
But there's no comparison between me and a nigga like William O'Neal. No, I didn't miss that. It just doesn't make no sense.
William O'Neal is on the side of the winners, my G.
No, William O'Neal was a traitor.
William O'Neal is on the side of the winners.
You're not, so you saying I'm on the side of white people? You saying I'm on the side of white people?
You're a fucking traitor. How dumb are you?
The fuck am I on the side of white people? Not just because I want to win, because I want to participate in capitalism. I'm on the side of white people because I want.
What makes you think I don't want to win? What makes you think I don't want to win?
About the white man. That's not winner's mentality. Victimhood is not winner's mentality.
I haven't complained about the white man. And matter of fact, the last time I was on here, they was talking about economic empowerment, and I said it's time to burn some shit up, and the next day some shit was on fire. So what the fuck you talking about?
Okay, so once again, I'm talking about economic empowerment.
Once again, you and your fuckboy mentality
down doesn't get nothing done. Burning shit down doesn't get nothing done.
Bullshit. I see a lot of shit being done.
Niggas, I still had the same financial situation, same situations. Nigga, that shit don't get nothing done.
Well, wait, you don't see things being done? You don't see lawmakers rushing to the table discussing things that should have been discussed years ago?
No, people.
You don't see that happen?
This is not going to change people's personal situations. They just went out to fuck some shit up for no reason. At the end of the day,
well, see if you want to change,
and I hope they do defund the police on you niggas. I hope they do.
Don't you have to get something on paper to start changing situations?
It's a lot of steps to change the situation.
Mm-hmm. Right. Step one was to riot and tear some shit up, like I said 2 weeks ago. Then it happened. Fuck boys like you missed it. So I'm asking you now.
Hey, nigga, that shit did more damage than it did anything. Yeah, you're right. It did fucked up change for the black businesses. It did. For the black men that were killed. The black men that were killed in the riots.
What damage did it do? I'm sorry.
A lot of black businesses were destroyed because of these riots. Yeah, a lot of black businesses were destroyed because of these riots. It's plenty of testimonials and on all social media. I mean,
how many black lives have been destroyed by capitalism?
More black lives have been enhanced than destroyed by black capitalism.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, historically, you would have to include all of the people who work for nothing, right?
Well, if they decided to wake up every day and work for free, which is something we had to come to terms with, we let another group get our labor for the free. We tweaked.
I got a question.
You say we, because that wasn't us. That was another.
Our ancestors tweaked.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question.
That was another generation, and what you shouldn't do is downplay what their struggle was. But
I see you the struggle. I'm just saying, at the end of the day,
well, you are though.
If you look at it for what it is, we allowed another group of people to enslave us and get our labor for the free. That's the reality of it.
Okay, right. And so when you had people going to fight to change those things, and then some of those things begin to change, you still had instances where now it's not just the government doing it. You got the community doing it now. So now all of America is against Black America. When Black America builds, white America comes and destroys it. So I don't understand.
I mean, look, man, here we go with the white people, what the white folks do again and shit. Now, look, man.
Well, I mean, isn't that important?
Dude, the white people are not going to change. Build your shit up stronger and get out and compete against them, or keep complaining. The white man's not going to be a friend. He's not going to change.
Hey, let me jump in.
I know you're talking points, bro, but we're talking about historically. Nobody's asking you if they're going to change. I'm telling you the fact that what has already happened has us here. If we just keep going with this, they're never going to change mentality. What changes for us? Because we knew they wasn't going to change in 1919, nigga. You niggas dumb and you would
Why
keep
you
the
still
same shit
talking
over and
about
over.
it today? Why you keep talking about what the white folks doing today? Then, if you know
Because
that change, why you not out here trying to actually implement some action to actually change situations instead of talking about it some more? So all y'all niggas do. White man did this. White man did this. Black Wall Street. Black. Look, man, I ain't got time for that.
I don't have to bring up Black Wall Street. I could bring up many other instances of the same thing. The point being, white America destroys Black America, and then Black America rebuilds, and people like you act like Black America doesn't rebuild when it is rebuilt.
Okay, so what have we rebuilt? What have we rebuilt recently? What was our last rebuild?
The last rebuild would be you personally, right?
No.
Whatever you're bragging about building.
Yeah, but
wouldn't you be the last rebuild?
We said Black people.
Well, I'm just trying to make it easier. I'm just trying to make it easier.
No. What have Black people rebuilt?
Well, what's funny? You get on here bragging about how you're building, so you would be the example.
Taz, what have Black people? What was the last rebuild we had as a Black society in America?
Right. Well, okay. So now you say as a Black society. Okay. So again, I'll tell you again, like I explained the first time. Black people in America are part of a larger society. So we don't have anything separate built for us, because when we did build separate things for us, they came and destroyed all of those separate things. So we decided at that point to integrate with them and share the things. And that's where we are. You do understand that, right?
Look, see, that leads me to my question about Romeo.
What we've rebuilt. We've rebuilt everything that was ours, but everything that's ours, they come and destroy it at will. Whether it be some homes, you know what I'm saying? Because here lately,
what you gonna do about it, man?
Like,
are you gonna defend it stronger? Are you gonna have stronger defense?
Now, hang on. Now,
go ahead, bro.
So one of the things about it, and a lot of the world is greatly connected when it comes to trade and doing deals and trade. I mean, that's smart business 101. And the thing about it, looking at the topic, what O'Shea brought up was like, listen, man, like we keep on. I mean, I don't like most people I know who are like building. They're not really vocal. They just do it. They just go. They don't tell nobody what they're doing. You move silently and you just do your deals, you do your trades, and by the time you figure out what they're doing, now the thing about it is,
you said people who are not building and not vocal. That's actually
no. Hang on now. Hold on now. I said the people. Like, let's look at it like this. By the time we found out about the Latin community coming up the way they are in power, they surpassed the Blacks with being in policies, political, different other stuff. They started teaching their children, get involved with this, get into that. Let's put our money behind this movement. They move silent. A lot of groups move silently, do things behind the scenes, hire you to do certain stuff, put their money in certain industrial stuff, and then they bring it. They bring it right back like ants, right back to the nest. Like that's building 101. But the thing about it for us, the people that leave, they don't bring back the said stuff that they're supposed to bring back. And let's be honest. And I mean, I'm just pulling out Bill Cosby. I'm just gonna pull out the Bill Cosby thing. Bill Cosby paid for kids to go to school, right? How many of those people came back and did what Bill did and paid it forward and say, all right, let me go take some money and at least just pay for one semester for a kid?
But see, that's a false argument though, BMT.
Because go ahead.
You got to understand that Bill Cosby got his money off of entertaining. When you go into a field like, let's say, one of those people who graduated from one of those fields, I agree that they could come back and do more, but we can't make it sound like they can do a Bill Cosby move. You know what I'm saying? Because they are regular working people. You know what I'm saying? They might have good jobs and shit, but they ain't got Bill Cosby money. They ain't got Bill Cosby fame. So I get your point, but like, you know what I'm saying? We can't hold them to a $25 million standard either.
I'm not. Listen, brother Tab, I'm not trying to hold nobody to no standard. I'm not trying to say, hey, man, I want you to pay this. Only thing I say, listen, man, if you but say, listen, bro, hey, how about, listen, I open up a little trade thing. I got this welder for y'all for this summer. I'm going to teach y'all welding 101. What you do with that little certificate, that's on you. But at least I know I just empowered 5 brothers in this community that are now contract welders. That right there, that little bit, and I think the thing about it is we look at the little grains of power that we do have, or the stuff that, and I'm like, sometimes you got to be thankful for the stuff that you do have until you get the big blessing. And in saying that, it's like sometimes it's like a brother or a sister can do something in the community, and we'll downplay it like, oh well, that ain't as good as the white man, or that ain't good as the Asian, or something. And I'm like, who gives a flying fuck? It's yours. So I mean, why do you care? Like, wait till you get the big win, and then you make that work. But I don't compare what I do to the next man because this is my shit. And I mean, if it's my porch and it may be on cinder blocks today, tomorrow I might be having that thing on a full-on platform. So we got to learn how to take what we do got until we get the big win. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, we keep on downplaying. Like, I'm not trying to be a millionaire in this life. I'm just right now, if my kids get there or the next generation outdo me, I'm fine with that. I'm just, so long as I put that in their toolbox where I'm like, yo, like, we got 5 smart brothers on here. We teach them some stuff, and oh well, we did our job. That's it. I think everybody go ahead.
You know what,
ahead.
BMT helping 5 brothers ain't respected though. Because see, that's what I'm saying. Like when a person like Ramil says nobody's building or we're not building, he discounts the person who put 5 brothers on, put 10 brothers on, put 1 brother on. You know what I'm saying? That those you're not doing enough in comparison to white America, I think, is what they're saying. And it's not really fair to the people who are trying to build something or show something or teach something. They get kind of left out because their reach don't go far enough.
Right. I'm just saying, like, we can look at stuff like what is it? What is it in Africa, Bollywood or Nollywood, where they got their little African production, and I don't like using that, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I've seen some of their movies, and at first I laughed at it, but my friend who showed me the movie, he was very proud of the damn thing. I said, damn, you did all that on the cell phone? He said, yeah, man, me and my friends, we got together and we doing this and doing that. And now they out there competing with other production stuff. And the thing about it is, I don't like how we downplay what we got going on, like a little school. Who cares if the school only got 5 people in it, or just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, it ain't as good as Harvard. Who gives a flying fuck? It's my Harvard. It's my Negro Harvard. Okay, so guess what? I'm good. I'm fine with that.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. Like, I know nobody's trying to downplay anything. What I'm saying is that it's cool for the black men who are doing our thing, for the ones out here who are doing our thing and whatnot. But when I say nobody's doing anything, I'm saying that
look at mutt shittery. That nigga mutt shittery down there trying to take up for the other mutt maker. Nigga, shut your bitch ass up.
But what I'm saying is that nobody's trying to downplay anything. But like, if you want to fix, you know, an engine, you can't just worry about the dent on the back. Like, just small things are cool.
Hey,
but if
Doug,
you guys want to implement changes that you need,
Doug, I'm saying what your daddy should have said, Doug. I'm saying what your daddy should have said. Weak ass niggas. I ain't the rest of these niggas, dog. I don't even want to play with you hoe ass niggas no more. So keep saying my name and we'll just keep calling you hoe ass niggas out one by one to the show end. All you bitch ass niggas know motherfucking well, you better shut the fuck up talking to me, because the only space you willing to talk to me is this one. You scary, terrified, pussy, bitch made ass niggas who are aired out all 2019. Bitch ass niggas. My bad, Ramil. Go ahead, bro.
I was just saying real quick, just finish it. Just to finish this off. Just finish this off. Yeah. And then I lost my train of thought. Yeah, go ahead, nigga.
Yeah, Romeo. But you just made the point.
Well, I'll get back to it, because these the same bitch ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? Much shittery. Sitting up there listening to these hoes running around talking about Taz tried to buy a Becky some liquor. Quit listening to these bitches and bringing that shit into this male space, bro. That's what's wrong with niggas now. Y'all got niggas running around with white bitches and then come in here and talk shit to a man that's got a black wife, black children, black everything, all black everything. But you got this mud-making fuck boy, a product of a swirling relationship himself, talking shit to a black man. Y'all don't even know who black in this motherfucker. Maybe first we need to determine who's black before we can even have an understanding about a black conversation. They're like, how the fuck is we gonna get anywhere with motherfuckers like this? You keep talking about black men. Who the fuck are black men? These fucking mutts running around with these Beckys? Them the black men you talking about, or are you talking about me? The line needs to be drawn, right? Before we can even get further in the conversation. We ain't the same, nigga.
Well, see, here's the thing about it. And I'm just using what y'all throw before us. So when you start building your own shit, like let's say Taz has his own house, whatever he chooses to have in his house, he's the king of that house. And the thing about it is, I think the problem is, but I mean, Ramil has a standard that he wants, and Taz has a standard, and I'm like, instead of putting one figurehead above them all, let's set up our own laws, and let's hold a standard quota of what we want to see. I mean, it's not like the community or like we have never done that before, but we have stuff where we had meeting grounds like, listen, y'all, we got a set
I'm in
amount of stuff.
Chicago, nigga. What
Okay,
are you
okay.
talking about? I ran off to another country.
I
You
don't know.
fucking mutt. I'm in
Okay.
Chicago, nigga. I come to the country when I want to, you pathetic mutt making fuck boy. That's what I get for making motherfuckers like mutt shittery a motherfucking common known name around this motherfucker. That was my fault. Cause when these motherfuckers was around B1, what motherfuckers was shitting on the motherfucker? Didn't nobody want to fuck with him. He's a degenerate fuck boy who's wiped up some bitch and taking care of her kids. They was clowning his bitch ass. Now he want to be around these niggas so bad, he'll sit here and act like these niggas didn't drag his mud ass step kids and his own kids and his mud ass himself. You fake fuck boy. You really should consider who you talking about. Like, for real, bro. Like, don't make me go pull the audio of your bitch ass. That's what's wrong with these niggas. Y'all forget y'all done switched up who you are. You had to change to be a part of some new fake manosphere that I wish niggas would even validate none of you hoe ass niggas. Because a lot of you niggas that's running around this motherfucking space right now, you niggas represent exactly what this shit is supposed to be against. You niggas listen up to these bitches. You niggas run next to them. You'll do anything to get in their spaces. And then right here, we'll come here and we start talking about black men, and y'all want to be the ones talking. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about black men. Black men is the last thing on you niggas. You niggas want some pussy. You niggas want to validate that Becky. You niggas ain't trying to get the next generation of black men nowhere. You the same niggas running around with a bitch that tried to say my 17-year-old raped somebody, nigga. Same niggas. You the same niggas that's using this shit to tell motherfuckers that my child was a fucking rapist. And now you want to come in this motherfucker and play like you black men? No, nigga. We have no shot of getting nowhere with these fuck-ass niggas running around the space right now. These the same niggas that's representative of the whole-ass niggas that get into a position. It's the Pookies and Ray Rays. That's what we need in these positions. We need the Pookies and Ray Rays to take over. The niggas that don't give a fuck. The niggas that tell the white man, fuck you and fuck this job. Fuck all this shit. That's how shit changes. That's why my niggas went and burnt this shit up now. That's why you seen what happened in Philly. That's why you seen what happened all over the country, nigga. White people want to stand right next to Pookie and Ray Ray. Not you hoe-ass niggas. You suit and tie scary ass niggas. They want to stand next to Pookie and Ray Ray. They want to walk the streets with Pookie and Ray Ray. You scary ass, bitch ass, Becky loving ass niggas. You peaceful protesting ass niggas. I hate you niggas, man. You niggas are so fucking corny. I missed the Sunday Rumble though, man. This is the shit, bro. I needed to get that off for a minute, man. It's just where you niggas. I know you niggas in my listening range. I know you can hear me, mutt. I know you can hear me.
Therapy is good. Therapy is good. So, I think the thing about it is when you set a set standard, and I think that, and just being realistically honest, like some people are afraid that if there is a set standard, why should a black man be allowed to hold me to that standard? And we've seen that time and time again with each other that the white man can hold us to a standard, but we don't like to hold or be our own brother's keeper. And that's a said issue that we are dealing with right now. And because like, why should another black man be able to check me? You know what I'm saying? And that's a real, I mean, it's
But do we want
problem.
that though? Do we want to be each other's
I don't
keepers?
mind. Listen, if I'm fucking up, I don't mind. I'd rather a black man check me than somebody who's not like me check me. I'm just being honest. That's just me. I rather if I'm off cold, I don't have a problem with any brother on the panel pulling me aside and saying, "Yo, BMP, you off cold." That's your said job. I don't have no problem with that.
But see, okay, so we've tried that method right here though, because that's what, you know what I'm saying, even in such a simple conversation like this about black people's contributions to America. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like Ramil always come in from a negative aspect. You always shitting on black people, blah, blah, blah. You pull him to the side, you say, bro, chill out with that shit, bro. That shit ain't real. That ain't 100. We doing this shit publicly. Don't shit on black people like that. He makes money doing it though. People like Roscoe love to hear that shit. So when you got bitch niggas like Great Britain paying him to be a traitor, why would he not be?
Okay. Like I said, in looking at that, listen, man. I think the one of the set issues that we got, and what you and that's the thing about it, man. Is like when it came to Nat Turner, and I'm pulling out Nat Turner for that one. That he understood that. Listen, everybody ain't gonna be on cold what we about to do, and everybody ain't coming back. And when you say stuff like that, when you're talking about building business, I try, and everybody, you know, many are called, but few are going to answer. And I'm not trying to get. We got to understand that. Listen, stop. We need to stop trying to get everybody to goddamn the promised land. I'm done with that shit. So if they want to stay in Egypt, leave them. Let them have it. Let them have it. I don't give a shit anymore. Like everybody don't want to go put in the work, pull out the sword, or do whatever they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Brothers who do, it's done with the begging. Women, and I don't have a problem if a man want to do it, a woman want to do it. If I got to go higher out to get the job done, then oh well. When the job is done, best believe I'm gonna talk my shit, but it's gonna be on my own goddamn soil. But you know, but you're gonna always have the naysayers. You had naysayers that naysayed about the civil rights movement. You have naysayers that are against Brown versus Wade and all kind of education. We always gonna have naysayers in the camp. That's the same thing my father told me. He said, "Man, sometimes people told me like, don't go out there, don't do that." And he said, "Fuck it." He still went out there and did that.
But if our foundation is black men, how can you afford to have naysayers that never tell you that's what they are? See, he brought up William O'Neill thinking it was a good point, not realizing that William O'Neill makes my point. William O'Neill is the type of black man that'll come and stand next to you like, hey, brother, I'm a black man. You see what I'm saying? And as long as you got people like that, and that's never qualified, that people can come in at any time and say, hey, brother, why you mistreat me? I'm a brother. Nah, bro, you look like the police. You sound like the police. You are the police. That's where that comes from. He brings up a William O'Neill, not realizing he represents that. You represent the black man we got to watch. Because as I'm on this black shit, Black Power, B1, Black Panther, however you want to put it, it's people like you that's trying to destroy that and tell people not to fuck with that. You're William O'Neill, and I'm good. I'm the greatest content creator to cover this fucking space, dog. And you just the fucking nigga that's on here talking to some bitch ass niggas like Great Britain. Oh man.
I think that's the thing. And I like to if we pull out, let's look at and I'm pulling out for Q Butter School. Q Butter has his own school that he's doing. And I can't ever, and he can deserve to talk his shit. As many times as people want to say the way he dressed and the way he talked and the way he act, that, you know, he need to do it. And I'm like, how can you tell a man that's already out there in his own field doing it, how he need to do it? You get what I'm saying? Like that, I think that's the thing about it. Like, I mean, if a man is doing the work, who are we to demonize his work? And I think that's we have a problem picking apart our own people's said work. And
yeah, they don't know what work is, though. These people don't know what work is. They have no idea what work is. They don't like. They go to work for somebody else for money. They don't do work that doesn't get them paid. You know what I'm saying? Like that, because to me, work is the part of it that when we talk in this conversation about the community, it's the things that you don't get paid for that's
right.
Work. It's not what you get paid for. It's what you don't get paid for.
You know, and like I said, I had on a debate yesterday. Somebody said, "Well, BMT, you trying to be other people's daddy?" And I said, "Well, damn! Like, since when did actually teaching young boys become a shameful thing?" Yeah, we talk about there ain't no damn leadership. Boys don't have no self-respect. But I'm like, if you put young men in front of a man, and you say, "I'm gonna teach y'all how to make some money," shit, I don't know about y'all. Last time y'all been around teenagers or young kids, they'll line up and they'll be like, "Yo, show me. I want to make some money, Mr. Johnson," and they'll want to learn. And I taught them how to change oil. I showed them how to change tires and stuff. And we have people patronize and keep the money coming in. But the thing about it is, it's giving that said shot. You know what I'm saying, to other people. Like, and that's the thing about it. Like, y'all, this is the bedrock of how things get done or built in said society. You got to pass on said knowledge and teach it instead of like demonize what can happen. Like, understand it. That white man had no problem teaching you how to change a goddamn horse, a horse, and all that said stuff, but not pay you. Now you have the said knowledge, or you can go look up online or whatever, get the said knowledge, flip it around, and actually make it and turn a profit. So, I mean, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Other men are doing that. I think I see men coming on and they teaching classes or teaching stuff. Do they get any type of praise? I watch them all the time. They don't get no type of relevancy, and they still keep coming out and doing their damn shit. But I mean, that's just how we do it. It seems like it's only relevant when a white man gets behind it and says, "I'm just being honest." That's just being for real.
But listen, that's you got people in the chat right now. You got bitch ass Great Britain. He's saying, Taz, you didn't protest. You're a paper pro black. Cool. I hear you on that. You're qualifying that from this shit. Okay, so the history though, that I can show myself being involved in not just protests, but also riots, Cincinnati 2001. You know what I'm saying? Doing all this shit before in the past that I could probably pull up the receipts to show me doing it more than him and every bitch ass nigga in the space he run with. But does that matter to them? No. Because people like him and much shittery would rather people believe that it's okay to run around with a Becky and diminish someone who's actually doing pro-black things. Now, understand that this narrative, I'm just reading, I'm screenshotting it because they're saying I'm homeless and this and that. Understand, when I get to the next level of the quote-unquote receipts, I don't want niggas to say, man, he on some bullshit. Because listen, man, I done already showed you dumbass niggas how you fucking look, listen to these women. So the next level of this shit, this quote unquote homeless shit, well, we gonna see if niggas really can qualify that shit. Because you couldn't qualify the last shit. All y'all do is use this shit to try to diminish pro-blacks. And people like me, I'm just a different type of pro-black. I will admonish every last one of you fuck niggas. You Becky-loving fuck boys will never get to this pro-black, no matter how hard you try. What you will do is end up showing me who the snakes are, won't they, Kenny Cotton Joe? That's what you end up doing. So it don't matter to me, dog. We doing this shit from a black first perspective every time. And when you say black people didn't build America, make sure you can qualify it. As you can see, when I came up, Ramil ain't have no motherfucking examples. He don't know a motherfucking thing about America. That nigga just trying to make some money off his
example. What are you talking about, dude? Black people did not build America. You agreed to it. You said we contributed in this foundation.
No, I didn't. I said America's foundation was laid by blacks.
We did not build America. We didn't.
Right. Okay, so again,
that's the name of the show.
Right. So
you agreed to that.
Let's qualify. No, I did not agree to that. Let's qualify building though. Because when I said by building, again, this country was floated on unpaid, especially the South. Black people built the South for sure. Are you saying that's not true?
The economic system. We did not build the legal system. We did not build the political system. We did not build all the infrastructure from north to south that built this.
But okay, so that's. Do you know what infrastructure is? Because black people did build the
infrastructure. Well, man, you always moving that. You always moving that.
Every single house and building.
Bro.
We black people built it.
Who do you think paved Route 66?
Bro, like I just said, so every single house and every single building in the we built that. The railroad.
Like I told you, the further you go in the history, the more people you get involved in.
America. It's common sense. We contribute.
The more people you involve in history, the more other people start building.
Definition of build. We did not build it. It's simple. We contributed, but we didn't build.
Right. So again, you pull up the definition so we can show you how we built it. It's not hard for me.
Why didn't we build another one?
Because we're not on another set of land yet.
If we built America, how come we haven't taken how come we haven't built anything in this country that's even rivaling any of these other groups?
It was destroyed. Okay, you don't want to hear about it, remember?
But America hasn't been destroyed.
Well, it actually has. It just got destroyed the other day.
No, hold on a second. Yo, moderators, stop timing out people for no reason, or I'm gonna time your ass out. Just you niggas are doing too much. Just chill. The next one of you niggas time somebody out for no reason, time your ass out. So
I got them niggas hurt down there. Come on,
yeah, man. They just timing out niggas for no reason just because they feel like it. Like chill.
But
right, go ahead.
Because to me, when you say we ain't built nothing, dog, Because like I say, the infrastructure is what I'm referring to.
Romeo was
As other groups of people and Chinese immigrants, all that shit start coming in, yeah, you start seeing other people. But the unpaid
really
labor,
can't
you're
hear
not
me.
qualifying that, dog.
I
What
am
do you think they were
qualifying
doing? Just
unpaid
picking cotton?
labor. The unpaid labor and the building of America is two different things. The unpaid labor was a piece of the building of America, and not a small piece, but it wasn't America like altogether. Now the definition.
Man, you keep moving the goalpost.
No, I'm not moving it. I said the same thing from the beginning. Let's look at the definition of infrastructure: the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities. Examples: buildings, roads,
Yeah,
power
black people
needed
built
for
those.
the operation of the society enterprise. We did not
Right.
build 100% of all
Okay,
of
so,
it in America.
okay, so let me say it a different way, because we talking about 175 years beyond the conversation. Do you understand that what was here as the infrastructure in 1850 was built by black people? Do you understand that?
It's not 100% built by black people. It just wasn't.
Wait a minute, man. That's what I'm saying. See, that's so you telling me that the slaves didn't build anything; they just picked
I
cotton.
didn't
Is
say
that
they
what you
didn't build
believe?
anything, but once again, the argument is: did black people build America? You keep deviating. We did not
I'm
build
not
America.
because I'm trying to take you back to the old America when it was just 13 colonies. Dog.
We did not.
You know
We
what I'm
did
saying? I'm trying to walk you into the America of the Civil War. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to walk
Okay.
you in and show
On
you
that
who built that.
Who built all the houses that were constructed back then? Did black people build all the houses that were constructed back then?
Black people were building the plantations
Did
that
we build the
these wealthy
housing?
land on. And
100%
yes, absolutely, yes,
all of it.
yes, we were building everything.
You said, dog, get out of here.
What? So why do you think they had slaves, dog? What do you think the purpose of a slave is? For you to go send your son out to go build?
Actual, you told me black people built every single house back then in the 1800s. Bro. That's what you just said.
Well, you just tried to qualify with every single house. I'm telling you.
I said all the houses. You said yes.
Yes, dog. The structures, the plantations, everything that you can think. They built fucking forts.
White people had slaves.
They built forts.
We talk about plantations. We were talking about small percentage of white people who own this shit. I'm talking about all the infrastructure in the country, not the 8% of white people who own slaves. Black people.
You're looking at America. I think you're looking at America as it is today.
No, I'm
not talking about
the definition of infrastructure. So the infrastructure back then as well, you telling me black people built 100% of the houses, the churches, the buildings, the roads.
Why are you all the way at 100%, bro?
Because the question is, did black people build? When you say you built something, that means you created it from top to bottom. That's building.
Mm-hmm. In that case, then, so if that's the case, so if that's the case, then you'd have to take the argument that white people didn't build America either, right?
Did I say white people built
no,
most?
I'm just
majority of it, but they did not build America 100%.
No.
Build America. 100%.
You're exalting them.
Yep.
See, we just flipping the argument around now.
No, they didn't. No,
but you said they're mostly responsible for it.
Yes, they are. For the system yes, they are mostly responsible. Yes, they are.
Romeo, you just
for what's on paper, though. You're talking about the democracy argument, right?
To minimize what black people did.
Not because again, what's physically here, especially back in the 1800s, that was all built by black people. All of it.
That's not true.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because again, you're not looking at this for what it is, dog.
That's not true, dude. You said that's not black people did not build infrastructure in the 1800s. We didn't.
That building on the back of your nickel, Monticello, you might want to look into it, dog. That's your history. You're not going to find
black people did not build 100% of the infrastructure in the 1800s. That's bullshit. Why are you over here saying this bullshit?
So who was building it?
All the groups of people were building it back then.
Like who?
The white people, the Chinese people. What do you mean? The Indians had a hand in it. What do you mean?
Right. So because I'm only asking because that's not documented. They don't start talking about
America.
They don't start talking about the Chinese contributing until the railroad.
Black people build America. That's the question.
Right. And for
the answer is no.
For me, we're talking about America 1776 up until the plantation. You know what I'm saying? By the time black people came off the plantation, for me, America is already built, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure you understand my argument that during the time I'm talking about, that was all unpaid labor. And I don't know who you think was doing the building at this time. If you're talking about what was going on an Indian reservation, then sure. But we're not talking about that. That's not America. That's their sovereign land. You do understand that, right?
Well, like I said, man, black y'all just don't understand the definition of build. Y'all got contribution and building. It's two different words. Y'all got them confused.
Well, no, because here's
black
the thing,
people
though.
Contributed to America. You contribute to America.
Right. Well, even right now, contributing is necessary. They need to contribute to the
building.
building of Black America. You know what I'm saying? You have a problem with us saying that they need to contribute to our building.
Who needs to contribute to our building?
White America.
Says who?
Nigga says history. They destroyed it. What do you mean?
Says history. No, what national right? What who says who's forcing them to do it?
Shit, well, the people on the streets right now forcing them to do it, nigga. That's why they tearing down people's shit. Nigga, rebuild your shit and see how it feel. Fuck your business, nigga. Rebuild your shit and tell me how it feel.
Police are still out here, still active.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those buildings are going to get rebuilt right the fuck back up, and niggas got to go back to work.
You can only hope, right?
I mean, them riots
because historically buildings don't always come back, Ramil. That's the story of the Black community.
In
historically, everything don't come back.
In major areas, I mean, it depends on the situation. In major areas, they will renovate if it's needed. Supply and demand. All right.
I'm saying everything does not come back. That's the point of the riot. Everything don't bounce back. I'm sorry, say it again.
Majority of it will come back. I guarantee you that.
Well, again, you looking at it through the wrong lens. Because when it comes back, what will it come back as? Will it come back with the knowledge?
Whatever the market allows.
But will it come back with the knowledge not to fuck with people no more though?
Well, those businesses weren't fucking with y'all. It's the police, not the businesses.
It's America, dog.
It's not America.
Oh, it's America.
Those people who were rioting were broke.
I think that's where y'all. I think that's where. See, that's
people who had shit going on for themselves were not out there, man. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, listen, I wasn't out there. I do media. I ain't got no business out there running up no targets and shit.
Exactly, because you ain't got time for that bullshit.
No. That ain't why I wasn't out there. I wasn't out there because I have a different part of this fight, nigga. I got plenty time for
that's
bullshit.
Excuse, dog. That's an excuse.
No, it's not. I've been out there, nigga.
If you about that life,
I've
been out there fucking shit up too. No,
I've been out there.
No,
right. Currently, I'm
and allegedly you've been out there.
Years old. Currently,
it don't
I'm
matter,
43 years old.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Currently, I have 2 children in college.
Okay, don't matter.
I have a different fight in this than everybody.
Would you cool?
Can you hear me?
Right.
Are you listening?
College enrolled son out there writing and fucking shit up. You would be cool with that?
Why would I be?
But because you cool with everybody else doing it.
I mean, if you want to do it, if you want to do it,
point that people who are out there writing were people who had nothing going on. Because you don't want your own son doing it. You don't want your own son doing it, but because you know people out there doing that shit.
Because he's college bound. I wouldn't want your. Are you listening? I wouldn't want your. I wouldn't want your. Hey, you dumb fuck! I wouldn't want your college bound. I wouldn't want your college bound. I would not want your college bound child out there either.
Because those people who are riding got nothing going on in life.
No, those people have a different fight than what I have.
Oh, they had why? But you don't want your son doing it because he has something. He has a
because
future.
He's got a different fight than what they have. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. One of the fights is stupid, and the other one's is trying to better their life. You're right.
No, dog. No, because listen, I'm part of that fight. Regardless, if I want to strap up and go out there, I'll go out there because I don't believe that that's the only part of the
you're
fight.
Not out there. You don't want your son to be out there.
I'm not a benefit to nobody in jail, bro.
This is what I'm talking about, man. You need that.
But you're just talking. That's the problem. Talk to me, my nigga. Don't talk to the crowd, fuck nigga. Talk to me, fuck boy. Because you fit. Hey, bitch ass nigga. Hey, bitch ass nigga. Talk to me.
Go get out there.
You don't want your I'm not. Who did I tell? I'm sorry. Who did I tell to go riot?
Are hypocrite motherfuckers.
That's why nobody. Who did I tell to go riot? I'm talking to a bunch of.
You said
Hey,
that's why
my
we
nigga.
fucking your
Hey,
shit
my
up.
nigga.
That's why
You
we
niggas
fucking
ain't
your shit
gonna
up.
riot. You
That's
niggas
what
ain't
you
gonna
said.
riot. You
That's what
niggas
you
ain't gonna
said.
stand up.
You said,
You
my
niggas ain't
nigga
gonna do
fucking shit
shit.
up.
And you
That's
niggas
what you
ain't
said.
never did
What
shit.
I'm
I
saying
done
is you're a
already did
hypocrite.
it.
You're a
I've
hypocrite.
done it. I've
You're a
done it.
hypocrite. Allegedly.
I've done it. No,
You're a hypocrite.
nigga, you want to
You're a
see some more pictures?
You are
Go
him.
watch my
You're
channel.
not out there now. You don't want your son out there.
That's what's wrong
Because
with
you
you
know the
hoe
real
ass
deal.
niggas.
You guys are
You think you can
disfigured.
compare
You
yourself
don't
to
want your
somebody who done
son out
dropped
there who's
receipts
in
on this shit?
college. You don't want
I
your
done
son
dropped
out there who's
receipts
in
on the
college.
shit, nigga. I done already did it.
You don't want
It
your
wasn't a
son out there.
benefit to me.
You are a
It
hypocrite.
wasn't a benefit
You're a
to me to
hypocrite.
be out
You're a
there.
hypocrite. You don't
It
want
didn't
nobody
benefit
riding
me
your
none.
property. You don't want
Do you
nobody
hear me?
riding on your house. You don't want nobody running up in your
You're a
shit.
scary ass. This what's wrong with niggas. Are
You're a
scary.
hypocrite.
You're a
You're a
terrified
hypocrite.
bitch, bruh.
Anybody
You a
terrified?
terrified
Live right around the
bitch,
corner from
and
where
you
the
think
women
you can
just
put
got
that
burned
shit
down.
on me?
I live right.
I've already been out there, my nigga.
I live in black neighborhoods, nigga. Ain't
I've
nobody
already
scared
been
of
out
you.
there.
Nigga, your ass
How
on
many
white.
times you been out there?
Okay.
How many
Okay.
times you been out there, Ramil?
That's not my. I'm not with it. That shit's
Have you
stupid.
ever been with it?
I
Have you
strategize.
ever been with it?
Yeah, nigga, I'm with it now. I'm just not like
Have
y'all.
you ever been with it? Have you
Yeah,
ever been
nigga.
out there?
I'm not with that shit. I'm not with that
Have
bullshit.
you ever stood up for
Riot.
anything?
Yeah, I stood up for.
Have
Yeah,
you
all
ever
the time.
protested?
I don't protest. That doesn't get anything done.
I'm asking you a
Protesting is
question.
for
Have you
losers. Rioting is for losers. Okay,
right?
that's
Have
loser
you
shit.
ever, hey,
Right?
bitch ass
Protesters
nigga,
loser shit.
have you
That's
ever
why you
done
don't
it?
want your son out there.
Right.
That's
This
why you
is
don't
the
want your son
problem
out
with
there.
niggas.
You don't want
No,
your
I
son
don't want my
out there
son
because
out
that's
there
for
because he
losers.
good.
It's for
He don't
losers.
have to do that.
It's for
That's
losers.
not his part of the
For
fight.
losers. It's not
No,
yours either.
dog, it's
So
not for
if
losers.
it's not your
It's
son,
not
it's not
mine. You're
yours.
not saying
Then
shit, but my nigga, why
what
you
black
talking to
man is
these
it?
hoe
If
ass
it's not the
niggas?
young black
Talk to
man, if it's
me.
not the young, if it's
I
not
told
the young
you
black
that,
man,
nigga.
not the
That's
older
not
black
my
man,
part of the fight.
what is it?
You're watching
What
my
is it?
part of the
Whose
fight
son
right
is it?
here,
What is
exposing bitch
your
ass
son is of
niggas.
age? Your
Why
son
niggas out there
is
losing their
already.
freedom? Bitch
Exactly.
ass niggas on
But
the
you don't want your
internet saying
son
they
losing
doing
your
it for
freedom.
nothing.
You don't want your son losing
Niggas
your
out
freedom.
here doing
You're
it
a
for
hypocrite.
nothing
You're a
if they listen
hypocrite.
to you.
You are a
That's
hypocrite.
the
So
whole
niggas
point.
is getting the bag of getting
Ain't nothing
power. You don't
hypocritical
got to worry
about me,
about shit
nigga.
like
I
this.
done
You don't
already
have to worry
did it.
about shit like
And
this.
I still
All
do
right?
it. Ain't
Because I don't
nothing
have to
wrong with
worry
me
about the
booting up,
police doing
nigga.
none of that shit, dog.
I'll
All
boot up
right?
right now if it was
All right?
necessary. It
You
ain't
not
on like
would
that.
have been doing
In
it.
my opinion,
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
it ain't on
Shoulda,
like
woulda,
that,
coulda.
nigga.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
It's not on like that.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
This ain't
Okay? If I would have
this
booted
ain't
up,
the
blah blah
time where we
blah,
need
my nigga,
everybody in the
look,
streets.
you
We
not doing
need
it. You a
somebody in the back
hypocrite.
watching.
Do as
We
I
need
say, not
somebody
as I
watching to
do.
make sure
Do
they
as I
can.
say,
We
not
need
as I do.
somebody
You was a
watching to
hypocrite,
make sure
nigga.
they can
You was a
determine what
hypocrite,
this
nigga,
is.
dog. You a
Your
hypocrite,
mama was a
nigga, dog.
hypocrite when she
Here
gave
we
birth
go.
to
Go
your
ahead and
bitch
attack me
ass.
for me pointing out
She
your
gave
flaws.
birth. My
Yep,
nigga, you keep calling me a hypocrite, but you can't
you
show
are a
me
hypocrite.
how.
Because
I've
you're
done
not out there.
this.
You're not out there
I've
now.
done this. I
You're
don't
not
have
out
to
there
be.
now, and you don't want
I
your
don't
son
have
out
to
there.
be.
That's
I don't
hypocrisy.
have to be.
You agree
Even
with the
worse,
riots, but
you've
you don't want
never
to
been
do
out
anything.
there though.
Because I don't
But you've
agree with
never
it.
been out
I
there.
don't agree
So
with
how
it.
would you know?
I don't agree with it.
How
That's
would you
why.
know? Your
I
mama
don't
didn't
agree with
teach
it.
you. Your
I
daddy
don't agree
didn't
with
teach
it.
you. So
Here we
you've
go. Blah,
never
blah,
been
blah.
out there.
I don't agree
You
with that
think that
bullshit.
you can
It
tell
doesn't
me I
change
wasn't out there.
anything.
I've
You're
been
not
out
out
there,
there.
nigga.
But today,
Been
but
out there my
you
whole life.
haven't been out there. No,
Because
you
I don't
haven't.
want to go. I
You
don't
ain't
want
go
to
out there
go
and shoot guns
somewhere
up. No,
random and go
you ain't go
randomly
out there and
root.
loot
No,
none.
nigga.
You ain't go out there and riot none. But
I
you
don't
saying
think
it's okay
everybody's
for
got to loot, nigga.
to do it.
That
You
ain't
saying it's okay
everybody
for others
fight,
to
nigga.
do it, but you ain't doing it.
Everybody
You're a
part of the fight
hypocrite.
ain't
You
looting,
don't want your
nigga.
son to do it, and you not
I
doing it because
know
you
you
saying it's
think
okay
you
for it to do
smart,
it.
but you a
I
dumb
know I'm
nigga. Because
no.
everybody's part of the fight ain't
Hey,
looting.
bro, look, like I
You
said,
got plenty of people that's fighting that ain't got to go loot.
so
They
you,
don't have to
look, man,
protest. They don't have to march.
you a
None of that. The
hypocrite.
fight
It
don't
is what
stop
it
with no
is.
motherfucking march, nigga.
It is what
The
it is.
fight didn't begin
You a
with no
hypocrite,
looting,
man.
nigga.
You a
The
hypocrite.
fight was going on before niggas went and
You a
started
hypocrite,
looting.
dog.
Fuck,
It's
nigga.
cool, dog. You a hypocrite, bro.
Hey,
You a
the
hypocrite.
fight was
It's
going
cool.
on before niggas started
It's
looting,
cool,
nigga.
brother.
That's
Just say
what you
you a
don't
hypocrite.
get.
Just
You a
say you a
dumb
hypocrite, dog.
How?
You niggas always talking about what niggas should do.
I'm a hypocrite for something I did that you've never done.
Yeah, what you preach.
You calling me a hypocrite for something you've never done.
No,
you've never done
about
it.
me. It's about you. You're not doing it now.
I've already done it.
Do it now. You're not
already
doing
done it. It is okay.
You're not doing it now.
It is okay.
You're gonna do it now.
It's
Has
okay
your son
for you
done
to be a
it?
bitch ass
Has your
nigga.
son
You still
done it?
want?
Has your son done it? Has your son
No.
done it? Exactly.
No, he hasn't.
Exactly.
Why
But
would
you
he?
don't want him to do it because you
I'm
don't want
asking
him
you a
to. Right?
simple question. Why would he?
According to you, if you agree with the
Simple
riots, you
question.
should be okay with your son
Why
doing
would
it.
he?
Because
Why
his
would he?
father agrees with it.
Why would he?
Because his father agrees with the riots. That's why. His father agrees with the riots.
I do agree. So what does that mean?
So why should he not be doing it if his father agrees with it?
Because he started school in 2 months.
Exactly. They got shit going on. Riots is loser shit. Thank you.
Right. So if he didn't go to school in 2 months, you telling me he shouldn't stand up for himself? If he felt like this was the cause, then he should stand up for it.
If it's the cause, if it's that important, don't matter if he's going to school. He should be out there, right?
Well, and I guess you can make that argument, but it's hard for you to make that. But it's hard for you to make that argument because you don't think it's important. But you don't think it's important.
Because look, but for somebody who does
So
think
how
it's
your
important,
bitch ass,
you're
so
negative.
hypocrisy is floating an argument that you don't believe yourself, but
I'm
trying to
not
use it as a
floating an
point.
argument. My argument is that you're a hypocrite. I'm pointing it out. That's my
But
argument.
you can't. I'm not a hypocrite.
I
I
just
didn't
pointed
tell
it out.
you
You
that.
just
I
said
didn't
it
tell
yourself.
you that you should be
You
out there.
just said it yourself. I made it a bad argument. You said it yourself. My
I've
argument
already
is
been there. I've already done this. I can't be
okay.
a hypocrite.
Look, hey,
My
hey,
shit is etched in stone. Want
hey.
to put $500 up? I done been in riots.
It
I got
ain't
the
extra.
proof.
Hey man,
I
look,
mean, I got the proof. I got the
look.
actual proof. I got
You
photos,
are a
nigga.
hypocrite, dog.
I
Okay?
got the photos, nigga.
You
This
want
is shit I've done.
niggas to riot,
Have
but
you
you don't
done
want
it?
your son to do it.
Have you done it?
Okay, I don't believe in that stupid shit
Right. So how are you speaking on it?
because I'm pointing out the fact that you're a hypocrite.
But you don't know my beliefs.
I do. You
I'm
just
a
said you
hypocrite
agree with
based
the
on.
riots.
I'm a hypocrite based on your beliefs.
No, because you said you agree with the riot. That's your belief that you vocalize.
Nigga, I agree with everything niggas do. Do your shit. I don't. Who am I disagreeing with other than Becky boys?
Nigga,
If you want to go out and if you believe that burning up the motherfucking city is the way to go, nigga, I don't disagree. But am I telling my son go burn some shit up? No, I'm not. That would be a hypocrite because I'm not doing it. I'm not going to burn up some shit. So why would I tell my son that? You not making sense.
because you agree with it and you did it in the past according to you. So if you did it in
So
the
why would I
past
do
and you agree with
again?
it in the current,
So
why
so
wouldn't you tell your son to
again,
do it?
so
Because you're a
so if
hypocrite.
all I got,
You
so
know
if
this
all I
stupid
got of
shit.
it, so
You don't want your
I'm
son to go down that path.
hold on,
Art.
fuck nigga. So because you need to hear this. If I only got a criminal record out of it, if the only thing I got out of it was to argue with bitch niggas like you, if the only thing I got out of it was a black community that still ain't woke yet, why in the fuck would I tell my son to go do the same shit I did? Fuck up his
Okay,
life like I did in a lot of ways.
nothing came out of those
Fucking with
things,
niggas who ain't gonna back you up.
why do you
You ain't
agree
gonna
with
support him. Your son ain't gonna support him.
it?
Your
So
fucking
there you
homeboy
go.
sons ain't gonna support him. So why
The
the fuck would I
riot
send
don't
my
do
son on?
nothing.
Why, hey, bitch ass nigga, fuck
Prove my
nigga.
point.
Why
Just
would
said
I
it
send
yourself.
my son on a
Just said it
dummy
yourself.
mission when you're not gonna support him?
You're right. The
We got a
riots are a dummy
different, we got
mission.
a different
Riots
level of this
are a
fight,
dummy
nigga.
mission. You're
We
right.
fight
You're
this
right.
shit from a
Thank
different
you.
level,
Thank
nigga.
you. Riots are a dummy mission. Thank you for admitting
No,
that.
that's not
You
what I
just said it.
said.
Nothing came out of it.
The
You
dummy,
don't want
the
your son to
dummy
get
mission,
nothing. You don't. Is that? Thank
hey,
you.
you a
Thank you.
dumb
Thank
fuck.
you. I'm
The
just
dummy
saying.
mission, the dummy mission is the fact that
Thank
you don't
you, man.
support it, nigga.
Hey,
But the
no.
niggas that's out there turning up don't
Hey, nigga.
care. Do you hear
Yeah.
me? The niggas that's out there turning up don't care if you support it. I'm teaching my son to care if you support it, though. That's the difference. Them niggas don't give a fuck if you support it.
It's
Them
okay.
niggas went and looted them buildings not caring less. They don't care if you support it. I care if you
10
support
minutes.
it, though. I need you to support it, bro. I need you
Hey,
hoe ass niggas to
hey,
support it. You don't,
I'm not
and that's
supporting that
what
dumb
let
shit.
the world know you
That's
niggas
dumb.
bitches.
Hey, did you see that shooting in Atlanta that happened right around the corner from my house, Taz? Did you see
At the
that?
Wendy's.
Yeah,
The Wendy's.
Yep,
see that?
I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
it.
yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yep,
Let's
I
talk
saw
about
it.
that.
So
I saw that
Taz,
shit.
Let's talk
what's
about
your
that.
take on that? Was the
Yeah.
police there was wrong in that too, wasn't they?
I mean,
Oh.
shit. If you asking me, you need to understand you ain't talking to the average stupid motherfucker like you used to talking to. I'm not Mr. Fantastic, fuck nigga. Understand this: if you gonna run from the police, nigga, run from them. The minute you turn and point something at him, you done took his taser, nigga. What the fuck you think gonna happen? That's some
Finally,
dumb
we
shit.
actually agree on some shit. Okay, I thought you
That's
okay.
some dumb shit. If
I
you
thought
gonna
you was
run from the
100%
police, you
lost.
better
I thought you
run,
was
nigga.
100% lost. I
If
thought
you
you was
gonna run from the
100% lost.
police, you better run. Nah, that's dumb, bro. He shouldn't have never pointed shit at him. If you're gonna take the taser, nigga, you better run straight ahead and drop that motherfucker something. I can't give you an argument while we're dealing with Breonna Taylor, while we're dealing with George Floyd, and I saw you point something at this motherfucker. I can't do that, dog.
I mean, I agree 100%. That was dumb shit. But I mean, I ain't got no disagreements with that.
I won't argue about that one. No, that's true. He knew what he was doing.
But now listen. So let's talk about this right quick so you understand where I'm coming from. I'm talking about the different levels of the fight. Somebody got to be there to say, "Hey, wait a minute, dog. This ain't that. This ain't what we've been protesting. This some other shit." See, you ain't got a bunch of people that's willing to say that shit, bro. So the quote unquote pro-blacks you talking about, I'm not one of them. Because I'm not about to just jump on this motherfucker and justify everything I see. I don't think it's right because of their tactics that they automatically just get to shoot motherfuckers. They used to have to chase a motherfucker. He only got a taser. You know he can't kill you. But is it in police terms? Nah, bro, you can't do that. So like y'all assume you know people's positions on shit, but you really don't. Well, I have a bigger fight in this shit, bro, and it is to present media the way it's supposed to be presented. We ain't supposed to be out here fighting for him the same way we speaking on George or Breonna. That's a whole different type shooting. and somebody got to present that shit, bro. Otherwise, niggas
But
gonna
that's
be out
not
here
being
protesting
presented.
for
They're talking
nothing.
about fucking more shit up. That's the thing. Like that type of nobody's presented that. There's a difference between the George Floyd
Nigga,
and
I'm
this type of
presenting it,
shit.
nigga. I'm
That's why
presenting
they
it,
burnt
nigga.
the Wendy's down. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
presenting it, nigga.
All
I'm
right.
presenting it, and I'm presenting it to my motherfucking son, nigga. That's what you need to understand about that different part of the fight argument, nigga. It's levels to this shit. I'm not. What's the point in going out there and burning up the Wendy's for me? Now, if them niggas feel good out there cheering for the Wendy's burning, hey, that's great for y'all. Me, I'm looking at that shit like y'all niggas tripping. That shit, this ain't the one. This ain't the one right here. This ain't we. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't use this in Breonna George Floyd terms. Otherwise, you're gonna fuck the whole shit up. That's how
I
I view
agree
that
with
shit.
that. They're gonna dilute the actual, real, unjustified.
I
No, I
so
100% agree.
no, the only thing I wanted to put in, and we spoke about that earlier. That the courts have qualified immunity, and that's something that needs to start. That we got to get rid of that qualified immunity, where you can't press those civil suits against the law enforcement officers who are being caught red-handed in doing things, and as well as judges and different people that have done stuff systematically against people or in caste systems. So when we're calling out, yo, man, like this qualified immunity shit gotta go. We're not just looking at it from just the writing stuff. I'm looking past that. I'm looking at, okay, what are the stuff that behind the scenes that we need to be going to push for certain legislation and stuff that we need to pay to actually get looked at and get revised and looked and redone over.
I think this is part of that leverage shit that you know how niggas been saying leverage, and that ADO shit. This is the beginning of your leverage, dog. Motherfuckers got to
Right.
use this shit and make it sound like this was us. You know what I'm saying? Make it sound like we'll turn this bitch up again. Otherwise, you can't get nothing done. Like shit like this supposed to be used as leverage. And like all I hear is people disqualifying the shit instead of, making it into a thing where, hey, get something done. We see fake ass shit happening like motherfuckers coming out in kente cloths and all that type of shit. Make them motherfuckers do some shit for real though. No symbolism, no bullshit. Hold them to a standard. And like I said, unfortunately, it's shit like this shooting in Atlanta that get people off track. You know what I'm saying? You got now a conversation that has to happen that's sidebar of the original conversation that got all this shit started. And to me, the media knows that sensationalizing that Atlanta shit is a problem. They know making that shit into a Breonna Taylor type of a George Floyd type of protest is a problem for us. It makes us look stupid, and it's mass media know that shit. It make us look stupid, bro. We ain't got no business going out trying to qualify no shit like that.
No, and see that, and that's the thing. That's the thing. I agree with you on that. The thing about it is that I'm like, I agree. We don't get this. This is the end result. Like there got to be a penalizing code. If we can't hold y'all accountable, then this is what happens. And I'm fine with that. I mean, we can't pretend that the nation hasn't done that. Like we seen the white folks in Michigan do that. They didn't get the state open. They didn't get the state to open up. They started marching around with guns and pointing all around the state house. I mean, ain't nobody said nothing about that. I mean, they were like, well, the president, if anything, he was happy. He was praising, like, yeah, go do, fight for your rights. But
Yeah,
now,
shit. He sent them out there. Them damn liberate tweets and all that, liberate and all this shit. Trump sent them motherfuckers out there. Trump had them hype as hell.
right. So it's like, so now, and we're seeing this visualization. That's why I'm saying, like, yo, man, like, you got to understand that we got certain said blockades of statutes and laws that are put against us. And then that's why I'm saying, like, hey, man, now would be the time where you will start hiring people that can go into these places. You say, hey, man, we need these things to be revised and changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people behind the scenes while they're looking at that. We got our people running a goddamn flank and doing this and getting this done. So that way, hey, we're done. Everybody chill out. We got the paperwork signed. But if this happens again, you know what's going to happen. I'm fine with that. Like, I mean, let's just be honest. That's how it's dirty. You got to play dirty these days. And I mean, looking at this qualified immunity, unreasonable bail, different stuff that's going on that these practices are doing. And we got to understand the wealth gap has gotten even greater now. due to this recession that we're going through and this COVID shit. So it's going to get a lot more harder coming down the pipe. And I mean, let's just be honest. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit for what celebrity got to say or anybody else got to say. Right now, we got to understand that, yo, man, we're going to have some harder days ahead. And it's going to be taking some thinking cap of getting shit turned over and changed. You know, I'm not looking for no messiah or no dude and no doggone some generic shit. I want said results. And you know, and we gotta be honest. Nobody's gonna like it. People were uncomfortable when they were doing the civil rights movement. People got uncomfortable. They're like, "Why are you disturbing the peace?"
Bro, they make it sound like it's wrong for making demands. They basically tell us we wrong for trying to make demands nowadays. Like I said, to me, I'm trying to handle this shit from like both the turn up, but then it's also a political aspect too that comes after that turn up where you're supposed to get something out of it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like
right. That's why I said there was because there's no strategy. Like, I mean, I'm saying like that's one of the main reasons why I disagree with this shit is as well. There's no strategy behind the shit. Like y'all was gonna talk about what they rioted back in the day, but there was a strategy behind the revolution and all that stuff.
All right, let me throw this in.
You should have had demands before you start fucking shit up.
All right, let me throw this in there.
That's what we for, bro. We don't get that excuse. That's what we
need. BMT echoing.
Wait. If you niggas want 15 more minutes, I need some more money because it's almost 7 o'clock here. So 15 minutes. If you niggas go ahead and super chat, I'll stay on. If not, I'm shutting it down. All right, go ahead, O'Shea. Whatever you want to say. Shout out to RBR.
I forgot what I was gonna say just then. That blasted.
No, what I was saying that those demands, first of all, they should be made and presented before you start fucking shit up. Like it's strategy.
That's not how history works, though. That's
not history. No, actually it is. The demands are presented. If you don't meet those demands, I'm fucking your shit up.
It's not, Ramil. That's not history.
No, actually it is. Even with the American situation that you guys like to bring up, they told Britain their demands with the taxations and all the other shit. Britain said fuck that, and they said they start fucking shit up. That's how you do it. It's called negotiations because you might get what you want.
Well, now you 200 years back. I'm talking about just not too long ago.
But I'm just saying that's the example used as far as America rioted, and that's how it's built upon is because I'm saying strategy on that shit.
Though.
Let me throw this in there and I'm gonna get off. Hey, let me throw this in and I'm gonna get off. Look here. Romeo, you made this. You made, if I'm not mistaken, you made the statement that what good did them riots do? Let me tell you what happened, bro. If it had not been for them riots, them cops probably wouldn't have been in jail today. So
that's
don't get me wrong.
That's real.
He was going to jail.
Hold up, bro. Dang, I'm finna get out. So y'all continue arguing back and forth. But look here. Like I said, I'm not necessarily in agreement with those riots. But I'm gonna tell you what. Look, throughout history, I've never seen read anywhere that no change came about without bloodshed.
Yeah, that's U.S. That's U.S.
Y'all want to dwell on everybody want to forget about the strategy,
past, bro.
Everybody want to forget about
now.
Everybody want to go straight to fucking shit up. Don't want to have no plan strategy. Niggas is ready to fuck shit
up.
But
that's always. But hold on, Ramil. Have the U.S. not always? Bro, whenever the U.S. children have not got what they want, have they not always rioted?
Well, who?
Who? That's their scheme.
Well, the
United States, anybody here, bro, anybody in this country that ever wanted something, they rioted to get it, bro.
Okay, because once again, when they wanted something, so they did not make their demands or anything known first. They didn't try to negotiate. It just went straight to fucking shut up.
Yes.
Yeah.
What example is that?
That's US 101. US 101. I don't get what I want. Fucking shit up.
Tell me when they did not. Tell me when an example of when the people who rioted did not present their demands first. And they instead went to fucking shit up. Please educate me.
Okay, so here's an example out of Chicago. You from Chicago, right?
Yes.
You Chicago nigga. Okay. So the Grant Park riot, they just start rioting. The Humboldt Park riots, the Cicero riots, when they black family moved in, they just went and destroyed that shit. There was no move out. There was no we don't want you here. They just went and burnt that shit down. You don't have to make demands.
Hold on. Whoa. One at a time. So he said the Grant Park riot. Which riot are you talking about?
Well, that was 1970. That was where they just went and tore the fucking stage up because the opening act wasn't somebody they liked, and so they went and
okay. What's that? Okay, hold on. So what's the guy do with this? You talking about a riot?
It's a riot. What do you mean?
Yeah, so they rioted because of opening act, because of an opening act of a concert.
Yes, in your city. Yes, that's what your city
Wait,
fights
okay,
for.
we're talking about demands.
Anything.
So hold up, bro.
Yes,
we're talking about
yes,
demands made for
riot
provisions and resources. You
yes,
go talking about
every
a
riot doesn't
concert,
come with
right?
demands.
Right,
Every-
because of the opening act.
Every riot don't come with demands, my nigga. You
Nigga.
thought every riot was for something?
Oh, I'm talking about riots. Actually, you talking about you want something like these police reforms. I'm talking about riots where you're rioting for
Yeah, they've
provision.
been rioting for that for a long time, bro.
But I'm saying, but
and to be honest,
so okay, let's pick the concert. So before the concert, they didn't start booing. This is even with the grand part, they didn't start booing with the opening act. They didn't say nothing about it. They didn't like opening act, no sign, no booing or anything.
I'm pretty sure they did.
Exactly. So they made their demands known.
They tore that shit up, though. We know that.
I think that's a horrible example, man.
It's so okay. So what I'm saying, because my point was though that every riot don't even have shit to do with making demands. That was my point.
Then there's no point in doing it. There's no point in doing it. If a riot has no demands or nothing they want, then why are they doing it? They just want to fuck shit up for no reason.
Right. That's what happened in '68 at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. They just destroyed that shit for nothing. You can't make. Are you telling me that they were doing that shit to get the politicians' attention?
Okay,
it didn't help.
So once again, so that if that's even worse, if you're rioting without a demand, which I had to do, I don't have to research it because I don't think that people just started rioting without making some shit known first, especially on a political level. But if you say, even if what you're saying is true, that's not smart to do. It's just not.
Why America ever been smart? You know how these, like I said, we had the Bacon Rebellion, you had the Revolution.
Those
man, listen,
those strategize. That's you can't. Those are definitely strategized and planned and
but
had.
That's like, but see, you can't really say that because look at Ferguson, man. The whole city council, the police, everything changed after them riots, man. You saw physical change right there in 2015 in Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how you can ignore it. Like sometimes after the riots, shit do change, and it changes for the benefit of the people.
Atlanta police chief quit after they had a few riots. Hey, every time they have something happen, now he just said, "Fuck it, I'm out."
After this Wendy shoot,
he said, "Man, I ain't got no time to go through this bullshit again. I'm out."
She should not. No, she should not. I don't know why the fuck she quit because that shit.
Hey, riot. Hey, riot answers all, man. When you don't get what you want, fuck it.
She ain't quit because of the riot. She quit after the Wendy shooting. That's why she quit.
Oh, okay, you don't think a riot didn't have nothing to do with that shit? I mean, they literally burnt down a Wendy right after that.
I mean,
they burnt down a Wendy.
And they burnt down a Wendy. Didn't they just tase? Wasn't that in Atlanta where they just tased them kids in that car?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a bad look right there. See, that's probably why she had to go ahead and
I'm pretty sure she got a call. If any more bullshit happened, you know that's your ass. I'm pretty sure she got that call. Like, we can't take any more hits like this. Like, you got, just be for real, man. Like, anytime there's a riot and your people, you can't get their people in line, you start firing the leadership and start making deals to try to quell the people. That's just how it is, man.
That was a black lady though. That was over Atlanta.
That was a white lady.
That was a white lady. The mayor is Keisha, and the white woman. That's
they probably finna install a black woman or a black dude in there now to calm that shit down. But see, they try all of them little methods though, man. That's just what they do, and a lot of times it works. I mean, let's be real. If we looking at how they were able to use all of this George Floyd, putting all these protests, they put the funeral on TV, all these memorials and all that shit. They did all that shit to calm people down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, funerals is just a calm moment anyway. It kind of quiets shit down, bro. They made that shit a national display. That shit got more motherfucking airtime than Kobe funeral, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wanted motherfuckers to calm down off of that shit. And like I say, it's a time of teaching that comes after the shit because that mentality ain't going nowhere. And I think it's getting worse. This that same SJW crowd from 4 years ago, and they're not on the keyboards anymore, dog. People need to realize that shit. This ain't me talking, bro. This is the youth talking now. And I'm not the youth, nigga. They out there. So you know what I'm saying? Like, people gotta understand that shit. This is a youth movement.
Nothing going on because your son's in college. He's not out there. This is the youth that ain't got shit.
But my son don't represent the majority, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like I say, I don't try to qualify shit with. I keep telling you, I represent the community, nigga. My son don't represent the majority, bro. Like, of course, I'm gonna do my best with mine and do my best with anybody else's if you put them in my presence. I help yours the best I can. But in the end, bro, I'm not gonna ignore the rest of the community and the situation in it. That's foolish.
I think we're looking at now. You're looking at an anarchist type of neo mindset where it's like, yo, like these type of kids are on some radical shit where they're like, if we can't get what we want, or I feel like this is going on, they just about tearing shit up. They don't give a shit. And you gotta understand, hey, that kind of mindset is dangerous because if they didn't get nothing more dangerous than somebody who don't feel like they got shit to lose. So you'll be like, well, I've been staying in my house and I'm worried about my pearls. They're like, fuck your pearls. We're gonna go there and burn your shit. You're gonna be down here with us. So that type of mindset, that's the type of people that the government, they're afraid of. They're like, yo, that motherfucker ain't got no 4K or 4K plan to lose or any shit like that. They got a mindset where, like, if you don't listen to me, I'm coming to get you. And the mob is strong, man. They strong. So when you got the ideology and they got social media on their side, so anything you do in their eyes, and if you ain't with them, they're going to come get you. So we moving in that type of era now, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You might start making some peace, start offering some jobs. We're not going to pretend like when they were doing that stimulus shit, a lot of low businesses got knocked out. But big corporations, they got paid. So people didn't forget that shit. They were like, nah, fuck that. Y'all giving them whatever they want, and y'all helping up the rich man get richer. The poor man, I'm going without. So I'm going to go take the rich man's bread. That's just, it is what it is. So at this time right now, I'm seeing a lot of older people. They're like, yo, this is no longer my fight. This ain't about me. This is what they want to do right now. So, I mean, the best thing for you to do is, hey, if you're not part of it, get out the way. Keep your mouth shut.
Well, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that either, because keeping your mouth shut don't necessarily benefit them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's like the older ones need to be educating around this shit. It's a part of this that is right, and then it's some of this shit that's not being handled right. And so somebody like myself who's already done it and sees some things in it that's not beneficial, but some that are, it's up to me to talk about that shit. And that's exactly what I do. I ain't got no motherfucking business running no motherfucking Target or setting no fucking police car on fire, nigga. That shit don't benefit me. That shit ain't gonna benefit nobody else. But I can tell them niggas don't do that shit. And if they just on some lawbreaker shit, that's what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say lock them up or they don't need to be out here or none of that though. Like I said, that's why I say I support them, because I damn sure ain't gonna say take them off the streets. Nah, they fighting for something, bro.
All I can say is like this. This is when I brought up. This is when you need that level-headed man or woman in there to go and say, listen, what they want, they need some set stuff. You need some tangibles to offer these people. You talking about, like I said, get rid of that qualified immunity shit for the cops. Let's start changing some of this stuff. So that way they can see that, hey, nobody is untouchable. When you start showing them that, they might start calming down and cooling off. That's what they want to see. They tired of getting their ass whooped, and then the guy gets to walk away and smile after breaking their window or kicking in their door or fucking up their shit. And I'm getting tired of we always saying that we go along with whatever the police say. Like that, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, people make up bullshit, and I mean, we got to start being able to hold people accountable, not just law enforcement, but everybody. So we started going that age where people don't want to be checked by the lowest man. Let's just be honest. People don't think that, well, because you only got so many pennies in your pocket, who are you to challenge me or check me?
Yeah, that's real shit. That's real shit.
I'm just saying, and I've heard that.
That nigga O'Shea said this in this shit in a minute, so shit, I'm gonna jump off. I gotta go roast Fantasia bitch ass. That nigga running around here talking like I ain't build his bitch ass, and like the GOAT ain't build his bitch ass. That shit crazy. This nigga running around here, O'Shea acting like we ain't build this fuck nigga right here on the Sunday Rumble. Welcome back to
You know, hey, you know it's more
I'm out
crazy
this
how you
motherfucker.
niggas
Thanks
still
for
got
watching,
this shit
nigga.
going. That
Black
shit the crazy part.
motherfucking
That's
first,
the
nigga. This
crazy
shit
part.
gonna be going on till niggas bout to
You be
fuck
careful.
down,
You be
nigga.
careful out there, Ramel. Be careful out there in Atlanta, man. I know them
This
motherfuckers
shit
are
gonna be
crazy.
Nigga,
going
I'm
on
in the
till niggas
house,
bow
bro.
down,
I ain't
nigga.
even-
Ramel, you
Fuck
said
you
you in the
mean,
house.
nigga?
You said I ain't got no time
Shit
for
just
this
started,
bullshit.
nigga. This shit finna get worse, nigga. I just started, nigga. You gotta remember these whole ass niggas been talking about me for months. Now they want to act like, oh my god, I can't believe Taz put my name in the title.
I'm just saying that usually these YouTube beats, like I done got
got
into these YouTube beats, man. Usually that shit lasts for like a couple weeks, man. Y'all niggas just kept that shit going.
Well, you know, tonight I'm finna be talking about how niggas been saying my name all last year, and now want to make it sound like I shouldn't be saying theirs. So you know what I'm saying? We just gonna talk about the actual facts like we always do. I know y'all that's your homeboy, so you can't tell the truth, but
All
niggas
right,
been
man.
on my
I'm
dick.
y'all have at it, man. I'm just saying, y'all the beats don't usually last this long. Y'all niggas got it. I
Good
don't
night,
know.
y'all.
Niggas
Y'all
just
have
gotta
a good
apologize, bro. All niggas gotta do is apologize. The beef will be over.
later, O'Shea.
Damn.
Yeah,
Nigga.
just apologize, nigga. Just apologize, nigga.
All right.
Apologize or come and prove your motherfucking case, nigga. Until then, nigga, keep on sitting up under these bitches, nigga, trying to be a real man giving your woman's perspective, nigga. B1 Network out, nigga.
Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to my fucking channel. Is we still live? Oh, we still live. Yeah, make sure y'all subscribe to my channel, man. I'm out of here. Thanks, O'Shea, for having me on once again, man. And peace out, y'all.
Oh shit! I fell asleep. All right,
Oh
look.
shit, you was gonna have me running this shit. All right.
Wait, who all in the chat now? All right, well, look, y'all. Peace out, everybody. Much love. Thanks again. I see
Yes,
Ty
sir.
City. Whole bunch of niggas in here. Yeah, and anybody, let me promote my video real quick. Shout out to the people in the Patreon. I'm getting ready to post a new thirst box. So I did say I was gonna do that. So I'll post a thirst box on Patreon right now, the newest one. With the struggle sandal commercial on there. And let me go ahead on and do this. Let me plug myself. I'm proud of myself, right? You know, I sometimes I shock myself. Go check out my new series called Strugglewood, right? It's something that since I've been over here stuck, me and the Kingana team, you know, we came out with, which was like another way to unite the diaspora. We trying to do it through comedy. So, you know, I was like, man, how can we unite? You know, because a lot of brothers want to see the chicks and they want to see what it look like out here. And I'm like, well, you know, I don't want to just do it like that, like vlogging or anything. So what I thought I'd do is I'd do like comedy, right? So we doing Strugglewood. So basically, Strugglewood is like Nollywood, but from the diaspora perspective. So, you know, you get an African American and you get an African in the same you know, same video, and that's what I call Strugglewood. So if you guys want to check out my newest video that I did over here, it was called Phony Red Pill Simps Are Hardcore Until Women Show Up. If you didn't get a link to that, press 1. Because some of y'all haven't seen it. It got like 5,000 views, but if you haven't seen my newest skit, it's something that we filmed. It's pretty funny. I think it's pretty funny. So check it out. You know what I'm saying? So support the skit. You know, we're gonna try to do one a week or 1 or 2 a week or something like that while I'm still here. So it was my first time ever doing it. And George Macon was telling me I should have been doing the shit, right? And then I saw Ramil. I was like, all right, well, let me try my situation. So I got some other ones that will be but I wanted to do a test run. Thank you, brother G Lowry. Now, if G Lowry said it was funny, I know it must have been something. Need to see more of them big booties. So listen, so I know what y'all want to see, right? Y'all looking to see more big booties in the videos in Africa. So okay, cool. So that's what we gonna do, man. That's what we gonna do. So you know what I mean? I definitely appreciate all you brothers for supporting me. Go check it out. Tell people about it. Thank you guys for sharing it. And peace out, man. Peace out. See you guys tomorrow. Thanks for all the super chats. Peace.